Yeah. Mm-hmm. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Y'all, welcome in and welcome to the live stream. How are y'all feeling today? Let's see if everything is working. Do. Mm-hmm. Let's see. There we go. Check 1 2. AI Beast is in the building. Apprat's in the building. Apprat, how you feeling today? Y'all, welcome into the stream. Give me a minute just to update some things. Geo's in the building. Welcome in, Geo. How y'all feeling today? Welcome into Track Talk. Welcome to the stream. What are y'all up to today? Welcome in. Let me get this updated really quick. Cap's in the building. Life, welcome in. Let's see. 1 second, y'all. Da-da-da. Let's see. All right, we are live. We're live. How y'all feeling today? If y'all are coming in for the first time, Bayhab, welcome in. Thank you so much for tapping into the stream, y'all. I appreciate it so much. If you're coming in for the first time, let me know. Hold on, I got a delay here. Let me know where you are coming from. Where are you joining from? And if you make music, let me know what kind of music you make. Derek Bennett's in the building. Bomer's in here. Natsuki, thank you for tapping in as well. Y'all, if you're hopping in over on TikTok, make sure that you tap the screen. Share out the live with a few people. What's up, Derek? Good to see you, man. And we'll get moving with some music later on. But I want to know a little bit more about where y'all are coming in from. Fly out to Cali Thursday for another audition. Life Explosion. Let's go. Says Best, thanks for tapping into the stream. I appreciate you hopping in. Apprat said, music producer from Romania, Bucharest. Let's go. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate that. In person, let's go. Life Explosion. All the best of luck, man. All the best of luck. Bomer, is it Bomer? Am I saying that correctly? I got you. Hold on. I got you. Let me get a couple things moving here. Nice Slasher's in the building. What's up, Nice Slasher? Welcome in. Would you listen to some German pop rock? Absolutely. In the next like 5 to 10 minutes, we'll kickstart all of the music and I'll explain the whole live stream and stuff like that. Of course, if y'all have been here before, y'all know the deal. You can already get yourself in the line, but I'll explain the whole format of it as we get into things moving in just a little bit. But first, I just want to chat for a little bit, get to know y'all a little bit better. May, thanks for tapping in. I would love to. I'll get into all that here in just a second here. Let me get a couple things updated. Ruby's in the building. Bomer, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you for the follow. Let me get this moving here. Buttholectomy, ridiculous name, fabulous name. Hello, it's good to see you in here. How you feeling today? What are y'all up to? If y'all are coming in for the first time, let me know where you're joining from. If you make music, what kind of music do you make? All right, let me get this line updated over here as well. Give me 1 second. Okay, actually, I do think that is updated. Let me just get this switched. Got you, Derek. You're set. Appreciate you so much, man. Let me get you up on the board. I'm just gonna actually uncheck this name here. Get you with the times too. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for your submission. Slamming brutal death metal. Let's go. I like it. How long you been doing that? What's up, Cuba? Good to see you, man. Apprat Blue, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. How long have you been doing slamming brutal metal? How long have you been doing that? All right, let me see. Let me get this switched up here. Call the police. Appreciate you tapping in. If you're over on TikTok, tap the screen like crazy. Share out the live with a few people. And if you wouldn't mind sending your heartbeat for the day, it does really help out the live stream quite a bit. Let me get Derek up on the board, ready to go. Derek, you're set. I'll update the line and get everything up there here in just a minute. Devin, appreciate you tapping into the stream. Y'all, welcome in. We're getting things flowing here in just a minute. I apologize in advance, y'all. The last while, last couple weeks, man, my allergies have been so freaking brutal. Like I apologize in advance for just me sniffing and ASMR and stuff over here. Call the police. Thanks for tapping in. It's good to see you. I started the project 2.5 years ago and we played it as a band for 2 years. Beautiful. Amazing. Y'all were doing like a lot of live performances and stuff like that. Don't miss allergies in Hawaii. Are they bad in Hawaii? They can't be worse. Texas is known, specifically where we're at in Texas. It's known as being some of the worst in the nation. So I got to get out of here desperately. It's my anniversary on Twitch. No way. I had no idea. Or Purple App. I'm so sorry, TikTok. I had no idea. I had no idea that it was my 1-year anniversary on the Purple App. You snuck that out of me, Slasher. Damn you. That's crazy. Dude, how's that already been so long? We're coming up on 3 years doing this live stream, y'all. That's so crazy. That's so crazy, Joseph. Sorry, catching up on some messages, y'all. Catching up on some messages. I'll open up the lines and everything here in a second. We already got Derek up on the board, and so I'll get y'all all informed on what needs to happen and where things need to go. Just give me a second to catch up on some messages here. Catch up on the chat just a little bit. Do you happen to have audio clip of the chorus by itself without Detro faded in the beginning? I don't like have it by default. It's like I don't have like a bunch of different versions like you're talking about. I can try to chop something like that. If you're just running like that into the outro that we had for your last audition, let me know if that's what you're talking about. Or just the chorus itself. So like a really, really short one, let me know. Because the last one we tried to get it about 90 seconds. So let me know if that's what you're talking about. Let me see. Let me catch up. Play your sound. Play my sound? I'll play something. This is something that I've really enjoyed working on. This is actually, it's older. It's actually, man, it's probably already like 2 years now. Okay, 1 second. Give me like 2 minutes, y'all, and then I'll explain the whole live stream. Holectomy, that's amazing. That's amazing. Super, super cool. Weather, yes, in just a moment, I'll update the lines and I'll get everything in order so that y'all can submit your music. Jacob, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. Subtle Attitude, welcome in. Yuck is in the building. Okay, got you. Okay, so not the outro with the drums, right? Just that short part. I got you. And then, yeah, I'll explain everything in just one moment. I just got to get everything updated here. And then we'll get things rolling. I got to get the email up. Let's go. Zach of all trades in the building. Beautiful name. Love it. Interesting, creative, fabulous. All right. And D2, I got you as well. I'll respond to everything here in just one moment. One moment. All right, I'm gonna give a second. I can show you. I forget who did play my sound. I don't know what my sound means, but I can play this. For those of you who like 80s stuff, this is what this was for. Synthwave, 80s stuff. That's kind of the structure of this track. I love this kind of stuff. This stuff's fun to work off, especially with all these little guys in the background. It's so fun. Let's go, J-Dog. Let's go. Congratulations, man. That's amazing. Sounds good, Joseph. Sounds good. Celebration Moment Testament Worship come live. 2,000 streams in the first week. Let's go. Shout out to Derek. Shout out to Derek Bennett, man. Amazing, man. This particular track or what you wanting to submit through, let me know, just so I can be clear. This track's everywhere. It's been out for like 2 years already. Year, 2 years, something like that. Adam, welcome into the building. Appreciate you being here. M, thanks for tapping into the stream. Yeah, any platform. I'll explain the whole submission here in just like 2 minutes. Derek, you're all set. You're all set. Let me know where y'all are joining from. Let me know where y'all are coming in from. 80s. I love it. I'll skip into it a little bit here. Probably like 90% completely analog. It's so fun. This was fun. Largely done on the Juno 106, Behringer Poly D, and the Behringer Pro 800, and then the percussion and stuff was done through like it's like a filtered TR-909 or something like that, the plugin. Everything else was analog though. You got a UDO? No way, no way, no way. I've had my eye on one. I think I have other priorities as far as like what synths I want to get next. I've got, I don't know, maybe 12 or 13 synths in the studio now. But I do currently want to trade out a couple of them. I want to trade out a couple. So I have back here, you can kind of see it back here. Actually, y'all, you know what's so sad? I'm trying not to get Underdog. Colin, welcome back in. I was like, I remember that name. This is giving me issues right now. Unfortunately, the Poly D is giving me issues. The other day I was trying to track with it and I was utilizing the distortion circuit and the 2-position switch broke. So the cap itself is fine. But the actual switch underneath it broke. It's so cheap. I hate it. I hate cheap stuff. This is why I hate cheap stuff, but I still get it because it's all I can afford right now. I can't get a mini Moog yet. Not yet. I can't get a mini Moog yet, but it broke. And so now I got to like, cause you can't find that. I mean, the switch itself is pretty standard. It's a through deck switch. It's pretty, it's a pretty standard switch itself, but the caps are more proprietary for all of Behringer stuff. I think it's the same in the NS5 or MS5. It's the same. And they're monopoly, I'm pretty sure, but it's so cheap and it's so flimsy. And it broke. I popped it off and it broke. And so there's a couple of issues with that. One, I have to like contact Behringer to see if they can send me the part and see if they'll just, it'll probably cost me more to ship it than it will just to get the part. But I got to get the part in and then I got to actually like open up the whole freaking thing. I got to open up the whole board, take the whole thing apart. And get into the board and I need to unsolder with a braid or something to like unsolder that cap or that switch and solder in a new switch for the Poly D. The reason why too, because otherwise I would just bypass it. The reason why is it's an inline distortion circuitry. So it's 2-position distortion with like tone level. I forget tone level and then the actual distortion circuit itself. And it's in line. So if that circuit goes out, if that switch breaks, it halts all things. So I was in the middle of tracking something. I just switched it on and all of a sudden the switch was flimsy. All of a sudden. I was like, oh shit. And I got no sound. All of a sudden the whole thing went dark or just went, it went blank. There was no sound whatsoever. All of the other lights, the sequencers, the oscillators, all of that still fires up. And it broke my heart because I love that synth. That is a really cool synth for the price. 4-voice paraphonic synth, arpeggiator sequencer. It's got 4 oscillators with oscillator control on the 4th. It's got like Juno style chorus circuitry, distortion circuitry. It's awesome. It's an awesome synth for like, $500-600. But man, is it kind of cheap. And I was like, man, it makes me, it makes me not. I have a couple Behringer synths, but I do not look forward to the issues that will happen inevitably as they just get older and are kind of cheap. UDO is perfect for synth pop retro wave stuff. Yeah, I get it. But I use that one a lot. And then, but underneath it, this is the Yamaha DX21 from like 1985. I love it. One of my favorite synths I've gotten here. It's a cool. I think it's a 4-voice FM or a 4 operator FM synthesizer, and it's really, really cool. It sounds amazing, but I would like to sell that and get I want to get a DX7 in here. That way I can have a little bit more of the working towards kind of like the higher end 80 synthesizers. I already got the Juno 106. It's one of my favorite synths in the world. I want to trade out for the DX7, and then I would like to probably sell a couple of my other synthesizers that I have on the other side of the room here that you can't see, K2 MS-20 style, Pro 1 and Pro 800, and trade those out for like a matriarch or something like that. Just so I can get some things that feel a little bit more up what I'm trying to do, and a little bit higher quality too. A little bit higher quality. I'm getting a little burned out with the little Behringer cheap switches and stuff like that. On the big drums, oh yeah, you already know it, Derek. I paused it right before. Okay, y'all. Let's get into some music. I do have a YouTube channel. In fact, I'm about to upload a couple videos. I'll probably upload one tomorrow, maybe, if I can finish uploading or finish editing something. I'll probably upload one tomorrow. I just threw together a couple of really quick videos. They're not necessarily like synth oriented, but I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of a slew of videos here in the very, very near future over on you. I have a bunch over there. In fact, I have a bunch of videos. I have a bunch of videos of the Poly D over there before it broke. I have a bunch of videos of the Poly D on there, how to use it, a lot of what comes on it and stuff like that. So if you like synth videos, you like engineering videos, production videos, I've got a whole bunch over there, and there will be a lot more coming very, very soon. In fact, if you want to see the line, I'm going to throw up the line now. If you want to see the line, it's actually on The Red app is what we call it over here, so we don't get banned on TikTok. Go to the Red app, and you can see the line, the order, the minimums. We're actually live on that platform right now, as well as the Purple app. You got to use your imagination, and we got to honor the TikTok gods by not saying anything that they don't like. Okay, let me answer some quick questions just really quick, just in case I missed everything. I see a drummer in a band. Let's go, the Don. Let's go. What kind of band? You might answer that here in a second. We have songs on Spotify. Beautiful. Rita, appreciate you hopping in. Thanks for tapping in. Let me answer some questions. I can't talk today. Analog Future, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it a lot. Derek, thank you so much for the heart me. I appreciate that a lot as well. Okay, y'all, it is time. We got to get into some music now. So I'm going to go into a little bit of a spiel right now to let y'all know kind of what this live stream is, what we do, how we do it, and why we do it that way, so on and so on. So give me a minute as I kind of run through the details of what Track Talk is and what the format of this particular live stream is. So let's get into it. So what y'all are here and are now a part of, and I appreciate so much for y'all tapping in today. Welcome to Track Talk. Welcome to the family. I appreciate y'all being here. These are 20 to 30 minute long, multiple listen, deep dive consultations on the structure of your music. Like I said, 20 to 30 minutes long, multiple times, usually 2 or 3 different times through the structure of your song to dive deep into the structure of your mix and master, production elements, sound design choices, lyric and song structure and formatting, so on and so on. This is not a quick review. There is no trash or pass. There's no ratings. There's no polls. It is strictly a detailed analysis and breakdown of your music. The goal here is to give, specific, practical, and actionable feedback on the structure of your music. If that's interesting to you, that is what the structure of this live stream is all about. I'm not here to hype you up. I'm not here to trash you. I'm not here to roast you. I'm not here to just give you exposure. That's just not the goal. If that happens, fabulous. If you get exposure from this, amazing. I love that. But it's not my priority. It's not my goal. The goal is to really get into the details of your music, dive into the structure. Like I said, spend like 30 minutes. I said it before. It's not a quick review, no trash or pass. It's a deep dive. Like I said, 20 to 30 minutes long, sometimes longer if I'm really digging into something and I'm taking too long. Sometimes it'll be even longer. And for those of you who don't know, my name is Torvik. I'm a full-time audio engineer, producer, and session musician. That is what I do for a living full-time. I've done that for 13 plus years. I'm also a classically trained musician. So the goal and the perspective that we're holding for this live stream is from that perspective. And yeah, I think that's just about it. Thomas, thank you for the follow. Zach, thanks for the follow. I think I saw a couple other people who followed in here. So if you would like a full consultation, we do this. We've done this for like the last 3 years. In fact, we're coming up on 3 years. We're coming up on 3 years that we've done this structure of the live stream. Scott, UD, thank you for the follow. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for that. If you want to submit, now the part that everyone's been asking about for a while, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. It's hard for me to read the text from this far from the second computer over here, but I appreciate that so much. For those of you who are asking about submission, I just have to kind of get the live stream going for a second just to honor TikTok because they're weird. But we also love you, TikTok. Thank you. I just have to hold off on stuff for a while just for them to not block the live and there'd be 2 people. If you would like to submit, if you're over on TikTok, go to my profile, click on the link and click on Track Talk Submission. Just read through it and follow all of the steps right there and we'll get you up on the board for a consultation, up on the line. And then if you are over on the Red app, YT, go to the description of the live stream. You'll see the link right there. Same link. It's all the same link. If you are on the Purple app, type !submit right there in the chat and you'll see everything that you need. Okay, let me double check a few things right here. And of course, I do encourage people over the course of the live to go check the line, the order minimum, stuff like that, to make sure that you know exactly where you are, so you kind of know if it's going to take a while or if you want to move forward, stuff like that. That is up on the other platforms. So if you go to my profile, you click on the link tree, you'll see icons at the top. Just head over to the Red app, use your imagination, YT. Head over to the Red app and you'll see the line. It's up on the screen the entire time unless I'm showing someone the DAW or something like that on the other platforms. Okay, let me actually update this one little item right here to make sure that it's a little bit more current. And we got Derek Bennett in the building. Yeah, it's not on TikTok. It's on the Red app. It's on the Red app. So if you go to my profile and you click on the icons at the top and go to YT, the Red app where you watch videos, then you'll see the lineup right there. All right, it shows how many tracks that we have left. It shows the line, the order that you're in the line. It shows the minimum at that time as the line progresses. Sometimes that minimum changes to make sure I can listen to as much of y'all's music as possible without people submitting at a time where I won't be able to hear you. I try to do my best to consolidate that. Derek's over on the Red app. Beautiful. I got you, man. I got you. Okay. I have not heard. Good God, I can't talk today, y'all. It's one of those days where my words are not wording. They're not wording. I have not I've not heard of pudding. Good God, my Reddit voice came out. Jesus. Joe's in the building. What's up, Joe? Thank you for tapping in, man. And thank you for the journal, man. I appreciate that so much. Y'all came at a bad time. I cannot talk. I've not heard of pudding. All right, let's get it. Hey, all love, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you for your generosity, man. I appreciate that. All right, let's get into it. We got Derek Bennett in the building. Let me update this screen over here, and then we're gonna dive in. Thank you for the heart me, man. It means a lot. Thank you. All right, let me get this moved over. Let's get this right where it's supposed to be, and let's dive in. Let's dive in. Let me refresh this really quick because I don't think I'm seeing. No, there's Derek. Okay, beautiful. All right, y'all. Just again, quick reminder. I'm so against outside front on SoundCloud. No, if y'all want to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, and click on Track Talk Submission. If you click on that link, you will see all of the details. Just do make sure that you go all the way to my profile. If you just tap my name from here, it'll just put the first general information. If you got to go all the way to the profile, you'll see a link. Click on the link and click on Track Talk Submission. All the steps are right there. Send it to the email that's at the top, and then submit credit at the bottom of that form right there. Markeel's in the building. Markeel, you should already be up on the board towards the top. Yep, and Markeel, I added another 5 to yours, man. I added because I know it's been a couple days that you've tried to get heard, so I went ahead and just donated an extra 5 to yours to help give you a little bit of a bolster, a little bit of a boost right there. So hopefully that's helpful, man. I appreciate you so much, and I appreciate your patience as well. I know it's been a few days. All right, let's get into it. These are 2 unfinished demos by Derek Bennett. Of course, man. I appreciate you as well. 2 unfinished demos by Derek Bennett. Any particular order that you would like me to go in, let me know. I actually don't see names on them. I just see the file itself. So let me know. Nate Fisher, welcome into the building. Appreciate you being here. Oops, not that. Gotta get my phone out of the way. All right. Any order. All right, let's get into it. We're going to go back to back. He's got 2 tracks up here, so we're going to go back to back, and then we'll break them both down. Actually, with yours, since we typically talk about production structure, which I'm sure is what we're focusing on here, then I'll just probably go song by song, just because it's probably a little bit easier this time around. All right, we got all my production and writing. You heard them as instrumentals. They have vocals now. Let's go. BB's in the building. Welcome in, BB. Thanks for tapping into the stream. Go to my profile, click on the link, and click on Track Talk Submission. Female vocal is Eva Luna Ortiz, and Mangus is the male vocal. Beautiful. Eva, but maybe Eva. That is the most recent female vocal you've added to the rotation, right? It's time. I always feel an instinct to do that. Every time a Derek Bennett cinematic production starts, I feel like I can't help but just this summer. I feel like it's an inevitability to have that voice come out. So I'm sorry in advance, but every single one of his tracks are so cinematic that I feel like we're starting like a Jurassic Park trailer or something. It's beautiful. It's very well done. But I apologize in advance. The Forgotten City. It's above that. I'll pause it really quick. I'm going to back it up here just for a second because I want to get into that vocal. I think I got it through the website. I'll double check it here really quick. Just at the top. So if you read from top to bottom, at the top of that submission link, you'll see an email. It's like song submission at fastmail or at gmail.com or something like that. Yeah, song track talk submission at Gmail, something like that. I want to make sure you copy it over so you know exactly what it is, but it's just right there at the top. So just check for that email. All right, let's run it. Yeah. I was going to say, it's been a while. And CR, is that you, Grady? CR is you?
It's getting darker as I walk through the garden. My hands are shaking.
Gotcha. Thank you so much. I appreciate you a lot.
pressing against my will. Father, can you hear me? I'm breaking. Father, can you hear me? I'm breaking. Father, can you hear me? I'm breaking. Father, can you hear me?
What's up,
I'm
Deb?
breaking. Father, can you hear me? I'm 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 breaking.
Love the dynamics of this, man. Beautiful.
My heartbeat's getting louder.
Absolutely anything.
I know
Absolutely
what's
anything.
ahead. Trembling at the truth. Stuck between your ways.
Profile link and then click on track talk submission.
Father, can you hear me? I'm breaking. Father,
It's a cool build up right here.
can you hear me? I'm breaking. Father, can you hear me? I'm breaking. Father, can you hear me? I'm breaking.
What's up, Jenna?
Let your will be done. Even if it breaks me down, I won't turn away. I'll carry what you give to me. Let your will be done. Let your will be done.
I mean, it's there. You can try Instagram. Same name.
Let your will be done. Let your will be
Nice. Nice, nice. Let's go. Yo, give it up one time for Derek Bennett. Show some love to Derek Bennett. They're over on the Red app right now. They'll hop back and forth between. Thank you for the You're Awesome and the Heart Puff. I appreciate it so much, Deb. You're amazing. Thank you for your generosity. Roland, appreciate you tapping in. Yeah, if you want to submit, Full on Hills in the building, go to my profile, click on the link, and click on Track Talk Submission. You have to make sure you go all the way to my profile, not just tap the name. So go all the way to the profile. You'll see it there. Randomly, I don't know why. Sometimes, people don't see it. I don't know why that is. 99% of people just submit from that same spot. I really don't know why it doesn't show up sometimes. So I don't really have an answer. But if it's not showing up, just go to my IG. It's the same link over there. Or you can go to either the Red app or the Purple app and everything. It's the same. We got the link everywhere. Okay, and then Grady, you should have your email in as well. Let's run it from the top. This is Derek Bennett. Now, I have heard the song before, so there's going to be some elements that I don't really need to break down just because we've already gone through a lot of the production structure on this. So we're gonna look at like largely song structure, transitions, optimizing, kind of instrumental before it gets sent to mixing, just with the vocals and stuff that we have here. And then we'll get into their second track and we'll keep everything moving. But y'all, please show some love. That's Derek Bennett. Right here in the chat over on TikTok. They're also in the chat over on the Red app as well. Let's run it from the top, man. This is beautifully, beautifully done. Love the dynamic range on here. It's very, very, very well done. Let's get it. Grady, I did get your email. You're set. Appreciate you, man. Love the sound design in this early intro. It's got a kind of like a Dune feel to it too. It's very, very nicely done.
getting darker as I walk through the garden.
That makes sense. Nice.
My hands are shaking. Feel the world around me. Pressing against my will.
Love the stabs with the vocal.
Can you hear me? I'm breaking.
Structurally, all of this, and now again, for those of you who don't know, this is still demo. So this hasn't, the mix on this hasn't really been touched at all. This is still going to get balanced really, really well in the mix when it gets sent to the engineer. So I'm mainly looking for structure because there's a lot that's already going to happen as far as like vocal positioning, like that mid forwardness, some of like the ringing and stuff that you're hearing around like 1500, 2000 hertz on the lead vocal. A lot of that's going to get taken care of already once it gets sent to the engineer. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm mainly listening for like structural things here. But really well done, man. This whole first part from like a production standpoint, a dynamic standpoint, there's a lot of buildup. There's a lot of anticipation. I really do feel like the song strings you along in a good way. It's really well done.
Can you hear me? I'm breaking.
I like this buildup that you do.
Can you hear me? I'm breaking. Father, 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 can you?
I'm curious, okay, because this does go on a fair amount of time. So the Father, can you, of the C minor, right? Yeah, C minor. Father, can you hear me? All of that intensity and all of that buildup, all the anticipation that you have there, I think is beautiful. From a sound design standpoint, like a production selection standpoint, nothing really new is added to that until your like risers and like reverses come in, leading into like the next moment of the song where it kicks in a little bit more. Being that you do go, it's like a full 8 bars or something right there, I think, with just that vocal buildup without really any new information. Exactly. Add something to the B section right there so that it feels like something has shifted, something has changed, something has morphed in order to increase the energy, like we always talk about. Stair step the dynamic there just a second, just to give it a little bit of movement, even like a really light pizzicato movement there, as I always do, just because I feel like it's more helpful. I'll give you a quick little kind of what my brain's imagining over the C minor there. So let's do this. Mad's in the building. Mad, thank you so much for tapping into the stream. I appreciate you being here. Let's see. I think what would be nice would be like a really light pizzicato arp over the top. That's kind of every other little line right here. So you could really do, that's still piano. Let's not do that. Let's do this. And just B section. So.
It's my way.
So let this build up here naturally.
Father, can you hear me? I'm breaking. Father, can you hear me? I'm breaking. Father, can you?
And then something here.
I'm breaking. Father, can you hear me? I'm breaking. Father, can you hear me? I'm breaking. Father, can you hear me? I'm breaking. Father,
It's just like,
hear me?
even just like that, like one little, just a little something kind of tasteful. For me, it just kind of like wakes up the Gigi. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. It kind of wakes up the B section of the production right there, instead of it just literally being kind of a very dynamic and very vibrant, but a pretty strict loop of that whole production structure with just the vocal gaining energy. You can kind of feel the strain of the vocal, not just like physically speaking, but how much it's having to carry the increase in energy right there. And it would be nice for it to be supported by some other elements that also increase tension, leading into the risers that come in right after that. So I think something as simple as like, yeah, this little melody right here.
Can you hear me? I'm breaking. Father, can you hear me?
Just a
I'm
little.
breaking. Father, can you hear me? I'm breaking. Father, can
back off again, probably again, increase in dynamic and then reducing that dynamic range again is going to help it feel a little bit more interesting as well. Claire, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. All right, let's get a little deeper into, and I'm going to keep the pizzicato up right now because I would probably bring back in the pizzicato the B or the second time that you bring back in this, I guess what you could, technically call like a pre-hook to the next section here. I'd probably do something similar, if not maybe a little bit more additive right there. All right, let's keep it going. Whoops, it keeps doing that. Let's go back here. Love these vocal stabs in there too. I can't wait for this to be mixed and balanced. Zens, welcome in. Thanks for tapping in today.
My heartbeat's getting louder. I know I'll wait ahead.
What's up, Jimmy? Welcome in. Good to see you. What's up, Spring?
Trembling at the truth.
Yeah, this is a good build up here. It feels really full. It feels really vibrant. You do get like a really good spread from low all the way to top in there. I think largely because of the vocals and the strings you have at the top right there. It all sounds really, really nice. Very, very full. Obviously, you're getting some mud that will be taken care of in the mix itself. But I feel as far as like production, sound design choices, Dan and Band, welcome in. Sound design choices and like structure for the production. It sounds really, really nice. Just a couple little polished parts to make sure the dynamics don't feel too flat when you're in some of these moments here. But yeah, really well done, man. This is way, way, way closer. Excited to get into the second one too. So what you might want to do here, because again, when we're talking about like stair-stepping dynamics, you don't necessarily need to bring it all the way back down to zero again like you did the first time. In this case, when you go back into this, Father, please, for whatever the lyrics and stuff are right there, you're not going all the way back down. You're starting kind of like the ceiling of that first pre is now the floor of the second pre. So your dynamics are higher. So you might want to start this time with that riff and then add from there, right? So the first time we started here and then went to here. The second time we're starting here and going to here. So again, stair stepping every time just a little bit. So you might want to start this one with the pizzicato and then add maybe the octave to the pizzicato on the B section this time. If that kind of makes sense, I'll back it up. Oh, it's only half. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm already ahead of myself because that's not it doesn't have the B section. He's all caps. He's all capped out over on the red half. He's like, don't say anymore. It's only half. All right, let me get into it. So that's perfect then. Just start the second one with the pizzicato. So right here, just immediately.
Father, can you hear me? I'm breaking. Father,
with that pizzicato in the background.
hear me? I'm breaking. Father, can you hear me? I'm breaking. Father, can you hear me? I'm breaking.
Like a nice little buildup of energy right there with the strings, with the pizzicato. You can have, more of an arpeggio, whatever kind of almost like a pentatonic scale walk up or something with the pizzicato to give it some of that tension and energy, and then just kind of tuck it into the background of the mix there a little bit. Blue Jean, if you want to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, and click on Track Talk Submission. We'll get you up there. But yeah, I love your dynamic range. All this stuff is going to do is just kind of optimize that even more and make it a little bit more polished. But I'm excited, man. This is great.
Let your will be done.
And these drums they need some beef behind them, but a lot of that's just going to come through the mix itself. Structurally, I don't mind it too much.
Even if it breaks me down.
Oh, you know what I actually like? I didn't even realize that I did this, Derek, but what I like about the melody that we were doing earlier with the pizzicato is it's halftime of what you have on the hooks. You have... You already have that. That's your lead hook with the strings. And so if on your pre, you do halftime of that, so you do... was already doing that, and I didn't even realize that that was like the lead melody for the hook. That actually is just double time of that. So you could actually bring in that same melody there, just slow it down to halftime, and it's almost like a melodic teaser of what you're about to do on the main section of the hook, which is sick. I like that. I like that a lot. That's sick. Sick, sick, sick. Orin, if you would like to submit, we're doing these detailed long-form consultations for artists and producers and engineers, bands, all the way across the board. So if you would like to have someone go through your song 2-3 different times, spend about 20 to 30 minutes breaking it down, go to my profile, click on the link, and click on Track Talk Submission. We'll get you up there.
I won't turn away. I'll carry what you gave to me. Let your will be done. Let your will be done. Let your will be done.
You did a great job stair-stepping right there. Really nice. Beautiful. What's up, Brady? What's up, Thomas? Welcome in. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. Y'all show some of the Derek Bennett. Let's go straight into the second one here. Let's go straight into the second one here and break it down. Let me pull it up just really quick. Really quick. Let me pull up the email again and go number 2. All right, we're going straight into this next one. I like that a lot. I like it. Yeah, dynamically, that one's great, man. Really good. By far the best that I've heard of, especially having the vocals on it. All right, let's get into the second one. This is Come and See. Again, I think it's another production that I've heard before, just not with vocals, but remind me if there's any details I'm missing, Derek.
Come and see.
I love her voice. It's so good.
Come and see. The Savior lays behind the stone. Come and see.
Yeah. There's the guitars. Certified Tron, welcome in.
We watched in silence. The world stood still. Eyes fixed on him.
Great vocal. Beautiful.
No hope.
I can't wait for this to be mixed.
He's not finished yet. The grave couldn't hold him for 3 long days.
It's like an Easter song.
We held our breath, watching, waiting. The Savior lays behind the stone.
Yeah,
Come
definitely strong.
and see.
This is just a demo too. Tommy Drums, welcome in.
He's not finished yet. The grave couldn't hold him.
Great transition with the strings. Nino, welcome in. Yeah. Love the kind of like effing bells at the top too. Nice little shimmer at the top. Sophia, welcome in. Let's go. That sounds so much better, man. So much better. Let's run it from the top. Let's get straight into it. And if y'all want to, I see some of y'all coming in. Thank y'all so much for tapping into the stream today. I appreciate it so much. If you would like to submit for what we're doing here, these are 20 to 30 minute long form, detailed, deep dive consultations into the structure of your music, from the mix through lyric structure, production, sound design, whatever it may be, whatever would be the most beneficial to you, which would give you the most value. That's what we want to break down. So if you would like to submit for a consultation, go to my profile, click on the link and click on Track Talk Submission. So we can get into the details of your track as well. We got a bunch of people up on the board already. I've got, let me see. So we're going through the back-to-back right now from Derek. I've still got Grady up there. Marquila's up there. They're in the chat right now. Mikhail, Kev, Monty, and 24 Leak. And I think actually a few underneath there right now. So if you want to submit, definitely get yourself up there. I'm going to be on for probably another 6 songs, something like that. So it's not a crazy long live today. Although, I mean, that's long for me because I take forever. It's kind of the goal. But it's, it's not a ton of songs. So if you want to get up on the board, definitely do that soon. This is Come and See by Derek Bennett. Let's run it from the top and let's get into it. If you're over on TikTok, don't forget to tap the screen, share out the live with a few people, and don't forget to send in your heart me for the day. It does really help out with the live stream. Calder, please, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. All right, let's run it from the top. The biggest thing that I'm listening for kind of in this particular listen, again, having heard some of these productions before, Derek did hijack the live for a second. He kicked us off strong today. The first hour is nothing but Derek Bennett. Let's go. One of the things I'm listening for is some vocal transitions in there that feel a little soft while the energy is building pretty dramatically. So I'm kind of listening for how we can creatively within the production maintain a little bit of a higher energy through those transitions so it doesn't fall off. While I think Eva backs off of the vocal just a little bit. So that's kind of what I'm listening for. Otherwise, for the most part, the production's really, really vibrant.
Come and see.
I love that. It's like a high star sign. Thanks for tapping in. There's like a high pitched vocal, like a really, really high in the background, like shifted up. I love just that small little bit of ambiance with a bunch of hall reverb on it. It sits in a really, really nice spot between each of those vocals. That's you, Derek. I love it. It's one of my favorite things in the world to build out your own samples. It's so fun. And for one, you just don't have any issues. You don't have to worry about anything being in anyone else's music. That's beautiful. I love that.
Come and see.
I love that.
Come and see. The Savior lays
Medina, welcome in.
behind the stone.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Come and see.
Yeah, like obviously once you get into like the balancing of this after, right, this is just a demo, it's not mixed at all, you'll be able to rebalance a lot of what's there, right? Those guitars can be tucked into the structure of the mix so they're not kind of, triggering all of your compressors on the master, everything's not getting ducked down, the drums aren't falling back. Like there's so much that's going to be so much more vibrant and so much more expressive when you get into the final mixing of this track. I'm so excited, man. You've come such a long way, and these tracks have as well, man, since the last time that I heard them. Tony, welcome in.
We watched in silence. The world
Let's go, Medina.
stood still.
Welcome in, Mark. I said, if I could play guitar, I could fully self-produce. Still got to pay for that. Yeah. I mean, hey, it's worthwhile learning the basics. You know, you can always throw a capo on it. You can always, you know, process the actual stuff with a VST. Get like one good neural DSP for guitar. I use Nolly all the time. I have a ton of, there's a couple different amps and stuff and pedals that you can get through Waves and UAD. Like once you, I do the acoustic now, just not electric. Man, just get, I mean, those, all they're playing is basic bar chords right there. If you can play a decent, clean bar chord in time and just throw a, you know, a hell of a lot of distortion on it and gating on it in the DAW, just learn the basics of like the power chords, the stuff that you're, you know, some of what you're doing with the acoustics already, and then tuck it in there. You'll be good to go.
No hope within.
What's up, Andrew?
He's not finished yet. The great
Is on this part right here, hold on, I'm gonna skip forward.
He's
On this portion right here, do you have any cymbals going? Are they just tucked really, really far back, or is it just kick and snare? Do you remember? Like, is there an open hat or a crash or something in the background and it's just drowned out? Or is it just kick and snare right there for the sequencing of the VST drums?
He's not finished yet.
Because it kind of sounds, excuse me, dynamically like you've moved into a hook. Charlie, welcome in. Sounds like you've moved into a hook structure right here, just dynamic. I mean, the guitar's coming in with the power chords, and then the dynamics kind of move back down. So I think the thing that I'm listening for is dynamically, it's a little bit confusing. It's like, where am I in the song? Like it kind of comes up for a second, but then isn't like fully up, and then it's kind of half down again. I'm gonna chop through it just a little bit.
Hope within.
Lewis, welcome in.
He's not finished yet.
Because it's still a verse, right? Or is that the hook?
Silent. The grave couldn't hold.
Yeah, so okay, yeah. If it's a hook, then I would bring in like some open hats at least. Like you know, you could move to like a structures. Yeah, the structure's a little bit loose, and so I would just lean in a little bit harder into some of those different dynamics. Otherwise, it is going to be hard to track because it's like a short hook, so it's like low for like 8 bars, up for 4 bars, back down for 16 bars, back up into another part. It is a little bit loose, which is fine. That's fine. You know, a little better structure could be helpful, but I'm not mad at it. I think as long as you lean into the dynamics a little bit more, otherwise you're kind of halfway there. I would probably just add either like a big open hat through this hook portion right here, or what you're kind of perceiving as a hook, and or like an 18-inch like big dark crash that kind of sits over the top too.
Not finished yet.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not mad at it, but I think right now in its current state, the structure feels more confusing because I was like, wait, I think we're in a hook, but there's not like the elements you would typically hear for those drums over hook. So it doesn't feel as dynamically open as my brain kind of wants it to. So I think if you lean into it, the structure will make a lot more sense.
The grave couldn't hold a long days.
All of the sound design and stuff, though, I like. It just needs to be balanced in the mix, as you already will.
Our breath.
Ray Twitch, welcome in. I love those low synth basses. There's a lot of stuff as far as sound design that I really, really like in this.
The Savior lays behind the stone. Come and see.
Nice little build up here. You have a little bit more of those almost like drumline snares and stuff. It's a nice build up. Again, some bouncing that just needs to be done later on. Yo, that was. I was like, oh, I like. I feel like then I'm like now I feel like I'm just like hyping myself up. Like, what a phenomenal idea to have a marching snare in there. And it's like that was my idea last time. I'm not trying to do that. I promise. I do really like it though. It sounds really cool.
He's not finished yet.
Satterfield, welcome in.
The grave couldn't hold it.
So like right here, this is a big transition. Huge energy behind the guitars. This last line from the vocals. Let me hear it again.
Finished yet.
Great projection.
The grave couldn't.
So she backs off of her projection quite a bit right before this last line. So, great I am. Like it's really powerful and high. And then she moves to like flipping into a falsetto and back down and kind of backs off of the energy just a little bit while the energy is still growing on the production. I kind of wish that the vocal energy stayed sharp and stayed forward all the way up until that drop so that the dynamic shift after that drop is more dramatic. Because right now, it feels like it ends before it ends right there, and you lose a little bit of steam going right into it. So I would either like layer that up a little bit. ZXQ, thanks for tapping into the stream. I would either like layer that up a little bit, bolster it slightly. Yeah, if you can get her to re-record that again and just do the full.
The grave couldn't hold it.
So you hear how she softens it. On that last part right there, I would keep it just as strong. The great I am, the great couldn't hold it. Whatever, something like that. Like keep that texture, keep that tone and the production really, really high right there. Even if she uses the same melody, although the melody dips down, it might be nice to keep it a little bit hotter, a little bit higher, so that it feels really, really forward, and then it'll make the dynamics coming out right here even more dramatic. Dude 55, welcome in. What's up? What's up? Thank you for the follow. Some of the strings right here as well. This is your last big moment in the song dynamically. It's like, I mean, it's got such a huge feel to it. Obviously, these elements are going to be balanced when they're in the mix, so some of these strings might not be as forward as they currently are. But what I would be aware of is there are some string parts that to me clash a little bit as far as the notes that they're hitting with some of the progression. Because you have, I think it's D sharp minor, right? Yeah, D sharp minor. So most of it's like following the D sharp minor, C sharp major, B major, maybe down to like the B flat minor. It kind of walks down from there. There's a couple notes from the strings that get a little bit muddy to me as everything builds up like crazy. Now, tension is good. Obviously, you want things to be kind of noisy and big and pretty, energetic right here. But I don't want it to get just kind of noisy and busy for the sake of busyness. We hear it. Right there. Da-da-da. Is it hitting the F sharp maybe? Maybe the tension's on the F sharp. Tarlo, thank you so much for hopping in. I hope I'm saying your name correctly, but thanks for being here. Yeah. So JCV, welcome in. I think there's some tension between the C sharp, and because these are happening at the same time, you have, I think, two different strings hitting the F and F sharp at the same time, and that's where you're getting some of this mud and tension, because they're also sitting in a very, very close frequency profile to like where the vocal is sitting, where some of the strings are, where the guitars are. They're all sitting kind of in this pocket right here in the middle, and I think it'd be different if the strings were a lot higher and you had this tension like that, but it's because they're all sitting in this middle right here. So you have several stacks of strings and vocals and stuff that are hitting these, they're hitting a second. So these two notes that are right next to each other, and you'll hear kind of that expanded chord right there. First one is fine, right? Because you're on the D sharp minor, you get that really, really nice melody. Welcome in, JCV. I'm so glad you're here. I appreciate you tapping in today. First melody's great, right? First melody's great. So this build-up starts at 3:05. Build-up starts at 3:05. 306, exactly. And then you have your first. Whoops, don't do that. A little jazzy right there. And then it's the second hit, the second chord that I'm talking about. Oh, this is great. And then here, right there, you'll hear. That's where you hear that. So you have. And then on the piano, it sounds fine. But with the stab of the strings, that's where you're getting a little bit of mud right there. Because the vocals also, it's also creating like a second over the, yeah. So you're also getting a fourth on the vocal over that F sharp. So yeah, you have a couple things happening. So the vocal hits the fourth. So you have basically through those chords, you have all of this. This is all hitting at the same time. That's why I feel, and it's all kind of in this pocket right here. That's why it's feeling a little bit muddy. It's not necessarily that they're like not in the right key. They're all technically in the right key, but you just have all of this hitting at the same time, which is just a little bit of tension. Yes, I'm here, TikTok. Of course. Give me 1 second. I got to do my puzzle for the day. There we go. Let's see if it worked. Beautiful. Okay, yeah, and we're back. Yeah, so I would just, and honestly, it only happens here at the end because I don't think you have all of those layers anywhere else in the song. I only hear it in the outro of the song right here. So I'll just address it in the second chord of the progression, and let me hear the third and fourth one. But that's really all where I hear it. Yeah, because then you move back to then you get the third right there. That feels, again, a lot more in tune. These two and this one sound good. It's then just the right there in the middle. So just watch that one. Love the FM over the top. Beautiful. So good, so good, so good. Y'all show some love. That's Derek Bennett. Both of those songs that we heard are Derek Bennett. JCV47, what kind of music do you review, or any genre? It's absolutely any genre, any level of preparedness. I will say that these are quite a bit more in depth than a review. We typically spend, I would say, approximately 30 minutes per song. These are long form consultations. So we usually go through the song 2 or 3 different times. One time all the way through, and then maybe another time or two where we're chopping through different elements to kind of break them down. Spend about 20 to 30 minutes getting into the structure of the song. So if you want to submit, I just want to make sure, because I think sometimes people are used to like a quick review and it tends to be pretty short and we move really quickly. That's just not the structure of what we do here. It's very, very long form. We go really in depth into the mix, production, sound design, lyric and song structure, stuff like that. If you want to submit, you can. Lines are still wide open. Or not, there's many people online, but they're still, we're still taking on submissions. So if you would like to submit, go to my profile, click on the link and click on Track Talk Submission. But it's absolutely any genre, any level of preparedness. And we're gonna spend some time on it. We're gonna spend some time on it. Yeah, there's no trash or pass. There's no ratings. There's no polls. It's a deep dive. We're gonna dig deep into it. Shout out to Derek. But Derek, I appreciate you, man. We get so much love for you. Absolutely anytime. Why are people saying there's no link? I can literally see a link. There's been a link there for 3 years. Hold on. What's going on? What's going on? Give me a second, Joe. I might have to figure something out. What is going on in here? There's been a link there for 3 years. Thank you for the follow, JCV. Okay, give me a sec. I gotta fix that. Why is there no link? Because people are still submitting. Give me a moment. I gotta figure that out. That's gonna drive me nuts. I'm going to try to update something really quick because I had to switch something on my account a couple days ago, and I'm hoping. Give me 1 second. I got you. We're going to figure this out. Dancer 1925's in the building. Thank you so much for hopping in today. Appreciate it. Copy. Let's go here. Ryan, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Courtney, welcome in. Why did it? Oh, it probably is because I switched my account the other day. Grady, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for that. Okay. One moment. I gotta get this figured out. Thank y'all so much for the follows. I really appreciate that. Links. Select the copy. Let me try this. Derek, that melody's gonna be stuck in my head. Fred's in the building. What's up, Fred? Save. Boom. Okay. Now check. Now check. GP&A, welcome in. Fred, thanks for tapping in today. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for joining the stream. Now go check. It should be there. I don't know why this happens randomly where thank you for the rose, GP&A. Thanks for tapping in. I appreciate the rose. Should be there. Let me know. Check it real quick and make sure. Let me try from another space too and just see. It's back. Okay, good. Gosh, it's so annoying. Sometimes TikTok is really weird. I don't know why I took the link away, but it should be okay. It should be back. So sorry for that for whoever was struggling with that earlier. We did send you to different platforms and stuff. That's super annoying. It should all work now. And by the way, someone's comments are getting filtered. So just watch what you're saying. You got to be kind of nuanced and it's a little tricky on TikTok sometimes. All right, y'all. One more time for Derek Bennett. Derek Bennett, you're amazing. Amazing. We love you, man. So incredibly talented. If you want to work, Derek wants to work too. So definitely show some love. Show some love to Derek Bennett. He's amazing. Just recorded my 4th album. Let's go. How long have you been making music, Fred? Talk to me about that. We got Grady in the building. And then Grady, I am looking for, I don't know why I said it like that. Your email right here. I got you since 07. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. That's amazing. Okay, really quick. Link should be working now. Everything should be working. If you want to submit your music for a consultation, a deep dive, long form, 30-minute, multiple listen consultation on the structure of your music, go to my profile, click on the link, and click on Track Talk Submission. All of the details to submit right there. You'll see the email. You'll see where to send credit and everything. It's all right there at the same place. So if you are on that same link, you'll see the email at the top. Just keep scrolling down to get through all of the details, and then you'll see where to pay right there. All right, let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. We got Grady in the building. Grady, hop in the chat. Just let me know that you're here. I got your email pulled up, and let's pull up this video here. Beautiful. Okay, let's get into it. Let me see. Oh, it's an official music video. Hold on. Let's see. We got a music video, which does have an epilepsy warning. So y'all have been warned just in case you want to look at this. But I want to make sure. Give me a second. And let me make sure I've got this up. I don't. Give me a sec. Do you mind if we would you like me to show everyone? I would love to, man. Usually when people send in a music video or like a lyric video or something like that, I try to throw it up on the screen. I can only do it on the other platforms. So if you want to see it, y'all need to go to the red or purple app. Paul, welcome in. I appreciate you being here. Bastian, welcome in as well. So I'm going to show it on the screen. So y'all, if you want to see Grady's music video, then go to my profile, click on the link, all that fun stuff. Go to the red app, YT, whichever, whatever. You'll see the live stream over there, and I'm going to show the music video on those platforms. So Grady, let me know if you want to jump over there. If not, it's fine. You can hang out over here. Obviously, you've seen your music video, but if anyone else wants to check it out, I'll give y'all just a second to hop over there. And then hopefully, let me see. Should be good. You're on both. Beautiful. Okay. Does it look like it's up? I gotta see. I need another screen. Oh yeah, that is good. Perfect. All right, let's get into it. This is I Waited for This, the official music video by Grady Finch. And I think you said everything was self-made. Okay, so this video as well. Let me know. We'll get into it here in a second. But production, mix, vocals, all that stuff was you. Let's dive in. Perez, thanks for tapping into the stream. Welcome in, y'all. Appreciate y'all being here. Hell yeah, Grady. Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
I wish something in my life would go back. Like sometimes I want it out of my hands. My shoulders are tired, but good thing I'm wired. 'Cause this shit would suck without me staying inspired. Sight's the only thing I got. I'd pray, but I'm living with God. Someday I'll make all of this work, but it's invitational. I waited for this. Midnights with little warning. Spacing out until it's morning. Drag me out, stress sets inside. Why? I waited for this. Midnights
Nice shot, man.
little warning. Spacing out until it's morning. Drag me out, stress sets inside. Why? I waited for this. This isn't what I thought it was. Nothing's ever good enough.
Go to my profile, click on the link, and click on Track Talk Submission.
I'm laying down just looking up. Caffeine running through my blood. I wanna go higher, but my feet are stuck. Sight's the only thing I got. I'd pray, but I'm living with God. Someday I'll make all of this work, but it's invitational. I waited for this. Midnights with little warning. Spacing out until it's morning. Drag me out, stress sets inside. Why? I waited for this. Midnights
Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you.
spacing out until it's morning. Drag me out, stress sets inside. Why? I waited for this. Late nights, then sunrises. I stay in this perpetual faucet of loneliness. Can't stay away when I wanted it. Perpetual faucet of loneliness. I waited for this. Midnights with little
Interesting production, man.
spacing out until it's morning. Drag me out, stress sets inside. Why? I waited for this. Midnights with little warning.
That's not cold.
Spacing out until it's morning. Drag me out, stress sets inside. Why? I waited for this.
Let's go. Hold on. Let's back this off here and get back. Y'all, show some love. Let me exit out of here. And then, man, y'all show some love. That was Grady Finch. The song was I Waited for This. Let's get into it, man. I'm so excited. Saran, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you for tapping in today. Man, let's get into it. This is a really cool production structure. I want to talk about a couple small details in it, man. But you have some good writing in here, some interesting, very interesting production structure. Are you doing all of the guitar samples yourself as well? I see the guitar in the background, so I'm kind of assuming you are. And even if you aren't, that's fine. But I'm just curious. Since I saw it in the background as well. LaRose, thank you so much for tapping in as well. I mean, if the line is moving around all the time as we go through the line, or as we go through the live stream. So if you want to see the line, just go to my profile, click on the link, and then you'll see you have to go to the red app or purple app. So if you want to see the line, we're live on those other platforms as well, like YT, the red app. So you can go check the line over there as well. Let me make sure I actually pull it up right there. But y'all, please show some love to Grady. Let's get into it. I'm assuming this is out on all platforms since we do have the music video, which is really cool as well. I love the fact that you did all of this yourself, man. All of the editing, production, mix, vocal structure, all of that. Really, really well done, man. That's not an easy thing to do. I love that you're taking control of your sound, taking control of your visuals, saving a lot of money, by the way, too. So great job, man. Really, really proud of the work that you're putting in. That's very cool. Let me look it up on Spotify so the next time that we play it, we can get into your, we can give you a stream. So Finch, let me see. Grady Finch. Beautiful. Let's get it right here. Waited for this. Fantastic. All right, let's get into it. Is it ACIT or Asset maybe? If you want to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, and click on Track Talk Submission. We'll do a full detailed consultation for it. All right, this is I Waited for This by Grady Finch. Let's get back into it. Let's run it from the top. Let's dive into some details, man. But you're doing a great job, man. This is really, really cool.
I wish something in my life would go back. Like sometimes I want it out of my hands. My shoulders are tired, but good thing I'm wired.
There's a little like hyper pop in there too. Some of like kind of like glitchy, like filtered guitars. Con, appreciate you hopping in. There's a lot of cool like hybrid pop that's going on in there. It's interesting.
Would suck without me staying inspired. Sight's the only thing I got. I'd pray, but I'm wavering with God.
You get some nice stacks there as well, utilizing like it's like little altar boy, right? Probably like a low octave with formant shifting on it, kind of oversaturated. That adds a nice like layer to your vocal and stack to your vocal without it being too like clean and clear, right? It's kind of like a nasty, grungy, you know, disgusting sounding vocal that's right underneath it. But it's a good stack to what you're doing that I feel like offers more to the production than just like a clean, clear, low octave underneath it as well.
Someday I'll make all of this work, but it's invitational. I waited for this, midnights with little warning, spacing out until this morning.
Javier, welcome in. Okay, I want to listen for something here. Most of this is really good, man. Like most of your balance is pretty clean. Whoops, reconnecting. Hold on one second. We should be back. It glitched. It disconnected and reconnected. We should be good. Cool. Okay. I don't know why I did that. Okay. Most of your structure is really good. Like most of your like balance is pretty clean. Your vocal sitting over the top of the production. Percussion versus the bass and their relationship is pretty clean. It's snappy. It's punching. Has a lot of energy. One of the things that I kind of wish I was getting was one additional layer of like information that kicks in on the hook. Because I think really the only thing I'm going to back it up a little.
Only thing I'm tired is my shoulders are tired, but good thing I'm wired.
Yeah.
'Cause this shit would suck without me.
Because kind of where this sits right here, the only like real new information that you get is the melody. Waiting for this, like you get a new, stack of vocals right there, and the drums come in strong. But largely, like the information that you have there in the verse is pretty much what you get on the hook. I wish that it came in with like one additional, either like a synth chord in the middle of the mix that you like gated and kind of chopped with the guitars in there, or with like one melody that, something kind of like brassy and Juno-y kind of in the middle of the mix to kind of warm up that middle portion. Because otherwise your sound design stays like very, very, very consistent from verse all the way to end. And there's not a lot of elements that change going into your hook outside of maybe the way that you chop the guitar, but like the progression itself is largely the same, as well as the exact like sounds and movements that you have right there. So it would be nice to just, I think it starts like on the F, right? Yeah, to the G, to A minor, kind of in the middle there. It could be nice to just have that, like something that sits in the middle of, that just kind of follows the progression in the middle of the mix. I think like a nice like brassy Juno style synth will be something that would work really well there. Let me back it up a little bit.
Inspired. Sight's the only thing I got. I'd pray, but I'm wavering with God. Someday I'll make all of this work, but it's invitational.
You have really, really good melody choice there. It's very, very catchy. I mean, that hook is incredibly, incredibly catchy. Great repetition, great structure right there.
I waited for this, midnights with little warning, spacing out until this morning. Drag me out, stress sets inside. Why?
What's up, John? Welcome in, John. Good to see you. I hope you're doing amazing today. Like, let me see really quick. Let me. What do I even have on here? Let me turn the piano off. That's what's going on here. Reba's in the building. What's up, Reba? Let me see something here real quick.
Little warning, no. I waited for this. Midnights with little warning. Spacing out until this morning. Drag me out, stress sets inside. Why?
Hold on. What the heck? Hold on, I'm getting like restricted for something. What in the world? Your life is not eligible for because it contains unoriginal or reproduced content. What are you talking about? It's me right here. Appeal, bozos. Michael, thank you for the follow. Hold on, TikTok's being funky the last couple days. I don't know what the deal is. Give me a second. Give me a second. It's like giving me issues over on Live Studio. Hold on. It's like locked up right now. Goodness. One moment, y'all. One moment. It won't even show me the live or the screen or anything right now. And then I can answer some other stuff. Is it live for more? It depends on the song. So for me, it's just deciding the like, what do I want per song? Is the rest of the production really soft and less dynamic? Do I need something punchy and slicey? Do I need something big and fat sounding? Do I need something that's like sharp and tinny? I think it just kind of depends on the weight that you want to give the song and what relationship that you want it to have with like your low end and stuff for that. But to me, it really, really just depends on the track. How I pick it is really just listening to the song and where it's going. Drums aren't typically the first thing that I add. I wouldn't say that doesn't, sometimes that happens, but it oftentimes it just comes down to like listening to the track, seeing and, deciding where you want it to go, and then deciding, do I need punch or do I need drive or do I need something that just kind of sits in the background? And then choosing sound design to make sure that actually comes across. Yeah, let's submit this. Hold on, I gotta like appeal this and all this shit. One second. I don't know why it's doing that. Ever since they got purchased, it's been weird and wacky, and all the algorithms and everything have been weird. Kev, thanks for tapping in. Of course. I'm sorry, I'm like distracted. It might not be like the most detailed answer. This I'm like trying to figure out why I just got blocked. It's so catchy, Grady. It's annoying how catchy it is. It just restricted me from the For You page for unoriginal content, and it's me right here. As original as I possibly can be. So I'm trying to appeal this really quick so it doesn't just block me on here. Okay. I think we should be good for a second. I don't know if the appeal will go through, but either ways, we'll just keep moving with it. Okay, so that's one of the things that I'm kind of like listening for, right? Is like, I'm gonna get out of this and just go back to the piano. Is in the future something that I'm keeping in mind, or something that I think would be beneficial for you to keep in mind, is just how can I make sure that I am moving the dynamics of the song and creating new information? Because if you keep too much of the same sound design, even really cool sound design, really interesting sound design, too often can become monotonous to people, right? So that's really what I'm kind of looking for here. Really, I was live for 45 minutes earlier and it showed like 2 people the whole time. Yeah, no, it's annoying. It's annoying because like earlier we had probably double the amount of people that we had in here now. But TikTok's been really interesting in the last couple weeks, ever since like they actually officially went through with the transitioning some of the servers and stuff like that. There was a time where they were like showing a ton of old content, so I was randomly seeing every single post on TikTok, my For You page, was stuff I'd already seen and liked, like stuff I'd already engaged with, so they could retrain the algorithm and stuff like that. It's weird. And then every once in a while it just like randomly does stuff like that where it's like, unoriginal content, but it's like literally just me and my face and me doing stuff. So I don't know. They usually only do unoriginal content if it's just like a static image, like if it's just like nothing going on, or you're just like playing videos on there. But it's not. It's me. It's me. Hello, right now. It's me. Anyways, super strange. Okay, let's get into this. Let's get a little deeper into it. Let's go second verse on here. Even just like for me, it's even like one additional element. I think like mid and mid low would be nice. Kind of like one thing that I could hear is like working with the guitars that you have in there to have like the octave with the third kind of just not with piano. Piano sounds cheesy in this case, but having just something that follows a progression. Boom, 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 boom. That kind of just pops in the background with a little bit of like overdrive, kind of matching some of the movement of the guitar, but giving you just a new level of new information in the hook. Otherwise, to me, it can start to feel static over the whole term of the song. But what you have there is really nice. Like what you have on the guitars is really nice. Your melody is, like we already talked about, incredibly catchy, and it's pretty well mixed too. Like you have a nice, bright, punchy vocal in here, pretty smooth compression. There's a lot going on that I really appreciate in the structure of the song here. But I do kind of wish there was like a new layer and some new information on that hook that made it feel a little bit more vibrant compared to just the verses, so it doesn't feel like too much of a continuation of the same stuff going on. Now, once you get past these second hooks, you have some great changes up, but it's mainly just establishing the hook as its own thing here. All right, let me get into this next section here. Love all of this stuff right here, though. This is really cool, really interesting. Let me hear something real quick. Yeah, your transitions are really cool there. Great automation, Grady. It's really cool. Very interesting production. There's something I'm... And honestly, man, this is the last thing that I would say, just from a mixing standpoint and kind of a sound design choice standpoint. One of the things that I would just be aware of as you're especially building out like B sections to a song that have completely different sound design or just adjusted sound design, these guitars that you have in here for your main hooks, like this loop that you have going through the verses and the hook, those are like pretty, and not in a negative way at all, but those are pretty loud. They're pretty forward. They're really clean and punchy. The whole sequence that you have there, those arpeggios are really nice. But those are they're double tracked and they're very like in a good way. They're punchy and they're loud and they're very wide. So if you take that away, it makes things feel like a little bit weaker when you're pulling a lot of that like ultra like extended stereo image out of the side and the rhythm of the arpeggio that you have going with those guitars. So there's something about this ending right here that to me is like, there's parts of it that are like, yeah, it does feel vibrant and it feels really loud, but you're also missing some of the width that you got from those guitars and the rhythm that you got from the boom, 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 all of those stacks that you had from the double track that again are ultra wide early on in the song. So here in the outro, what I probably would have done, or something I think that would be helpful to make sure that it still keeps all of that same feeling, still keeps all of that same energy. Michael, thank you for the rose. I appreciate it. Sorry, I just saw that. That still keeps the same energy, is make sure, even if you don't go back to the guitars, that you add in another element that still gives you a similar rhythm profile, or some kind of like 8th note or 16th note in there that maintains the energy. Otherwise, the mix will actually feel, even though it's like kind of louder and you have like bigger, like distorted synths and stuff like that in there, it'll actually feel a little bit smaller compared to some of the other sections of the song, just because you're missing width and movement rhythmically. Let me hear this last part one more time.
Loneliness. I waited for this. Red nights with little warning. Sneezing out until it's morning. Drag me out, stress and
Like I would probably still, just as an example, I would probably do bum 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 do 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 bum 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 da bum 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 da da bum 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 bum. So you keep that 8th note or 16th note structure in there, the bum 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 boom, 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 but your filler keeps the rhythm going. Otherwise, I do think because you don't have the same double tracking right there, you lose that width and you lose that rhythm going into it. So it could be nice to still have the break, because the breaks are really cool. The boom, 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 boom. I love those hits and I love the break right there. But I am missing out on some of like the extra like width and openness that you had from your earlier clean guitar stacks in there.
why I waited for this. Red nights with little warning.
And you have like, I think it's closer to mono, but you have some like spiccatos or something like that right there in the middle of the mix. It sounds like, right? Boom, 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 which is kind of doing exactly what I'm talking about. I would just still have an element that feels a little bit wider. Red App. Yeah, okay, it's perfect. Sounds good, man. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, you can always go back through and watch the rest after too. 100%. Let me get through the end of the song, man. I appreciate you so much, Grady. Thanks for tapping in today, man.
Out until it's morning. Drag me out, stress and why I waited for this.
So good, man. So good. Y'all give it up one time for Grady Finch. Give it up one time. And if you like that song, if you're here on any of these platforms, on the Red app, Purple app, or if you're here on TikTok and you like what you're hearing, you can go stream that song right now. It is out on all platforms. Go look for I Waited with the number 4 This, all one word, by Grady Finch. And you can listen to the track, stream it, add it to your playlist, follow on there, like the track, all of that good stuff. Show some love and support. Go and boost the algorithm of Grady Finch, and go get these numbers up. Y'all show some love to the family. Let's keep it going. Marquil is in the building. Marquil, it is your time to shine. It's your time to shine. And then really quick, y'all, hopefully, I don't know what's going on with TikTok because it blocked me from the For You page, which I really don't know how or why that's happened for unoriginal content. It's so freaking weird. I don't know what's going on. Shout out to TikTok for being weird ever since they started changing things. But either way, if you would, beautiful. If you would like to submit, if you would like a full consultation, a deep dive into the structure of your music, you want to get into the nuances of what you're doing creatively, and get some tools, some tips, some actionable feedback on your music, go to my profile, click on the link, and click on Track Talk Submission. Just read through and follow all the steps there, and we'll get you up on the board. The board you can find on the Red or Purple app. That's where you can see the line, the order, and the minimums, and all that good stuff. So we got Grady, and we got Marquil in the building. Let's dive in. So this was sent in the other day, so let me scroll back a little ways here, actually. Or let me search for it. So Good, is that the... So Good is the name? Just so I confirm that it's the most current one. Okay. Marquil Music, let's go. I want to confirm the master that I had done recently and get your feedback and suggestions. Let's get into it. Okay, so I know this was a little while ago now. It's been a couple days, a week or so. So let me know if this is still current and this is still the same situation that you're in, right? It's not like it hasn't been out for 3 days or something. Let me know if all that's still good to go and it's the same request that you're looking for. Perfect. All right, sounds good, man. Let's get into it. This is So Good We're listening to the master right now. Markeel, give me all of the I think it's officially right. Is officially my first time hearing your song. Let me know if that is. I know you've been here a couple times now, but I want to make sure it's my first time. If it is, then please let me know all of the different information as far as your role in the track, as far as production, as far as mix, musicianship, stuff like that, songwriting, whatever it may be. Let me know. Got it downloaded, and let's get into it. If you want to look at the current line, is it Juxtaposer or Juxtaposer? Oh, Juxtaposer. It's out now. Okay, beautiful. Let me pull it up on Spotify then. Let's see. Yeah, if you want to see the line, you have to go to the Red app. So it's YT, the other platform that you watch videos on. Go to the Red app. You can find it by just go to my link tree, and you'll see the page right there, or you can click on the icon at the top. The line is up on that platform right there. It's out now on all platforms. Writer, producer, composer, beautiful. And then then it sounds like you sent to get it mixed, right? You sent to get it mixed and mastered by someone else. Let me pull it up then. Let's pull it up on Spotify so you get the stream. Of course, sure thing. Markeel music. Beautiful. Got it. And is this your only track? This is your first track, looks like. All right, this is So Good. It's So with 3 O's. So if you want to search for it, go look at So with 3 O's Good by Markeel Music. Let's dive in.
Jesus is anybody know he's just wave your hands better than good he's yes he is Jesus is I know it for myself he's better than good he's can I get a witness can I testify
Let's go, Markeel. Glad we got to it today, man.
But God's been good to me. When I think about all He's done for me, how He changed my life, how He set me free. With Him I can't go wrong. He leads my life. To have a relationship with Jesus is a whole vibe. If I had 10,000 tongues, it wouldn't be enough. God, Jesus got power, 'cause He's the plug. When in need, I never worry. He provides. Heals the broken places down deep inside. When I'm weak, He's strong. I can't deny. When things are going wrong, He makes it right. When you think He's late, He's right on time. Keep your focus on Him. He gives peace of mind. And if you're tired of living that busted up life, I tell you to give Jesus Christ a try. 'Cause Jesus is. I know it for myself. He's. Can I get a witness?
Catchy.
Better than good he's. Jesus is. Anybody know he's. Just wave your hands. Better than good he's. Yes he is. Never thought he had me, but I got away. Made some bad decisions.
What are you recording your vocals with?
Tried to take my peace, steal my joy. I had no hope. Satan had your boy by the throat. I was left for dead in the natural and spirit, but my Father God wasn't with it.
Yeah. What kind of mic and stuff?
Reached down, picked me up, turned me around, dusted me off, placed my feet on solid ground, thinking that I wasn't worthy. It was a lie. The goal is I would miss my purpose. Good try. Almost won, but the Lord was on my side. Grateful that His love, grace, and mercy saved my life. Surrender into Jesus, best move I made. Today I'm so much better.
Okay, cool.
'Cause He strengthens me. So if you're tired of struggle and the challenges of life, I dare you to give Jesus Christ a try. 'Cause Jesus is. I know it for myself.
Catchy hook. Come on.
Can I get a witness? Better than good he's. Jesus is. Anybody cause he'll respond to you. He's never far away. Spiritual GPS. He knows just where you are. His route is always best. Already paid the price. Ain't no strings attached. Just wanna save your life. He took the cross for that. Yeah, he died and rose again. And it was just for you. Now he's alive and well. And coming back real soon. Romans 10 and 9. That's your access code to build relationship. His word will feed your soul. Yo, so will there be one? The doors of the church are open. His book of life has space. I believe this is your moment. If you want to see your direction of life change, go ahead and tell Jesus sign your name. Cause Jesus is. I know it for myself is. Can I get a witness? Better than good he's. Jesus is. Anybody know he's. Just wave your hand. Better than good he's. Yes, he is. Jesus is. Anybody know he's. Just wave your hand. Yes, he is.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. That's Markeel, y'all. Show some love. Markeel music, so good with 3 O's. I'm gonna do this really quick, Markeel, if you don't mind. I want to do a quick reset so I can, since they blocked me from the For You page with that restriction for whatever reason. I want to re-kickstart it really quick. Can you give me like 30 seconds? Give me like 30 seconds. I'm just gonna hop off, close the live, and then reset it. That hopefully we can get some more people in here. Otherwise, it's just like it'll just slowly go down to nothing because they blocked it from the For You page, and then we'll do the full breakdown. So I don't want you to feel like you finally get your song heard and then we ghost. We're gonna do the full breakdown in 30 seconds. So let's hop off of here really quick, y'all. If you're here in the live stream, I see 6 of y'all in here. If you're here in the live stream, we're gonna be back in literally 30 seconds. I'm just gonna flip off. Actually, let me I'll just use the restroom really quick. We'll flip off the live stream. We'll flip it back on. Turn it off and turn it back on like they say to do to get things to work. And then we'll be right back to Markeel's music and then hopefully take in a few more submissions here in just a little bit as well. Okay, we'll flip it off and then I'll update everything here in a second. All right, see y'all in literally like a minute, 60 seconds. Let me get this closed. I'm going to keep it up and running over on the purple and red app though. So if you want to hang out for a second, you can. I'm just going to do TikTok. And if you're over on the other apps, I'm actually going to change. I'm going to change the setting. I'm going to change the setting over on TikTok really quick, and then I'll use the rest and we'll get back to it. So give me just a minute to update some things. Also, Daniel, I don't know if you're hanging out on any of these other platforms, but I got you as well. So let me get Daniel up there while I'm off. Okay, Daniel. Boom. Push Daniel to the top there. All right, let me change these settings here. Cool. Let me do that. Change this, and then I'll go use the restroom really quick, and then we'll be back at it. Just update these settings. Yeah. Catchy as hell. Okay. Play. Okay. Give me a minute, y'all. I'll be back in a minute. I'll be back in a minute, and then we'll kick off the live again. All right, let's kick it off on TikTok again here. Ba-da-dum-dum-dum. All right, we're live. We're live. Welcome over on TikTok. As soon as I see Markeel, we are kicking off the music again. Chris Robin in the building. What's up, Chris? Reba's back in the building. Let's go, Reba. Welcome back into the stream. Chris, if you would like to submit, you can. I'm going to get a couple people. We just did a quick little reset. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. We just did a quick reset, so we're going to get back into the music here in just a moment. But if you want to find where to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, and click on Track Talk. Dude's in the building. Dude is back in here. Let's go. Welcome back. Dexter's in here. Lifford Moore's back in here. I'm just waiting on Markeel, and then we'll get back. Whoa, don't do that. All right, there's Markeel. I see you over there. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, if you're over on TikTok, we had to reset, so I need y'all to go crazy with the likes. Go crazy with the shares, all that good stuff. That way we can kickstart everything again and get back doing what we're doing, and hopefully TikTok will cooperate. Sons of Chance, welcome in. Okay, Markeel, let's get into it. We're going to run it from the top. We already listened to the song all the way through. We already went all the way through it. We're going to start from the beginning again and chop through the structure of the song. You've got a great voice, man. There's a lot of great structure here. That's an addicting hook. It's so catchy. You got great repetition and great structure there. The biggest thing that I want to focus on is mix. That to me is going to kind of especially with what you're doing, it's going to kind of make or break your ability to like translate like your message and your emotion to the people that are listening, right? It's just removing distractions from what you're doing to the consumer experience and the listener experience. So that's kind of what I'm listening for. This is Markeel music. The song's called So Good. Let's run it from the top and let's get into the details. Jimmy Drum, thanks for tapping into the stream once again. If you're on any of these platforms, do me a huge favor. Make sure that you're liking the live, share out the live with a few people. We just had a reset really quick because of TikTok, and so we had to reset it there for a second, and we're gonna get back into it. All right. So catchy. I mean, again, so catchy. I'm gonna chop through something. So we already listened to the whole song all the way through. I'm gonna chop between a couple different moments because I want to check some mixing details and get into some different parts of the structure here. So bear with me as I. Okay, I do think that is the same. It's the same vocal stack in your intro as the rest of the song. I'm pretty sure, right? It's so good. Da, 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 da. Great stack. Love the harmony, stuff like that. But I do want to get into some of the details of here. In my opinion, again, sorry for the allergies, y'all. In my opinion, I mean, again, a beautiful idea and a beautiful stack in the track. I can't talk. The only thing that I wish there was a lot more presence and body behind that vocal. In this particular mix, those background vocals are thinned out a lot. They're really, really bright and they're really, really thin. So, 10K is up, 5, 6, 7 dB. Your high pass is pretty high, and a lot of that low mud has been pulled completely out of the mix. Some of that in a good way, but in some other sides of it, it's very, very limiting in how much you can actually like feel that vocal in the mix. I wish we could feel it a lot more. So in my opinion, with a stack like this, you can have it a little bit thinner than your leads if you want to, but this is also like your main vocal for the hook. You're essentially using this as your main hook and then ad-libbing your lead vocal in order to fill in the gaps going over the hook, right? So in this case, I would still like high pass at like maybe a max of 100 hertz. And then if you have some low end mud, if it's a little bit boomy, you can process all of this on an aux, right? You can have all of this on a bus, so you don't have to individually EQ out all of those vocals. Just have it all in a bus and makes it nice and easy. And then between 100 and 300 hertz, you can just like soften that low end mud and boom if there is some there. But if you go too far, then the vocal just sounds like tinny. It just sounds kind of like thin and brittle, especially if you overbrighten the top end. I would love to warm that up because it's such a good stack. Like it's such a good hook. It's so catchy. But because it's been so thinned out, you really don't feel any of that energy in the song. Like you don't actually like really feel the weight of that vocal projected into the mix. And I would love to, because again, it's such a good, catchy hook right there in the first part of the song. Like here it almost sounds like filtered out, right? I think I almost expected that once the actual hook kicked in, it would open up again. Like it would kind of expand a little bit more. It's just so thin right here that I'm missing a lot of that low end energy. And I wish it was there, because so much of the texture of your voice, so much of like the actual like vocal that you have, the fundamentals of your vocal happen in those lower frequencies. So, you know, between like 100 and 400 hertz, there's a lot of energy right there that's just pulled out of the mix here. And we need that in the mix to really feel that energy. So I would just rebalance stuff like that. I would just rebalance, soften some of that top end. So if you're cranking 10K to get that air, just soften that by like 3 dB or something, 3 or 4 dB, bring that back under control. And on the flip side to it, on the other side of it, reintroduce a little bit more warmth in the low mids and the lows. My plan is to let the engineer listen to this to fix. Okay, beautiful. Nice. Okay, sounds good. And then you can also, if you're distributing through DistroKid or something similar, you can do a file replacement later too, or also just take some of this into your next records that you're working on as well. Okay, let's move a little bit farther into it. There's one other detail in this intro over your hook I want to hear.
Jesus is so good. Anybody know he's so good. Just wait.
Okay, this is another thing that I would definitely have fixed manually when you are working out your vocals. So this song, let me back it up here. Actually, let me see where we are. PMI, if you do want to submit, or if anybody wants to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, and click on Track Talk Submission. All right, so C sharp major is the key that we're in, right? So that's like your main progression starting on the 4. It's like a 4-3-2-1 walk down, which I love. Again, it feels really energetic, has a great movement to it. Again, walking off the F sharp right there at the bottom. So one of the things that you're running into right there is you have a really nice wide vibrato. Arwen, thanks for tapping in. And is it Carry On? Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that so much. Are you much into country music? Yeah, I listen to pretty much everything. I work on and listen to pretty much everything. And especially in this live stream, we do a ton of different genres. Son of Chance, thank you so much for tapping in, and thank you for the follow. It really means a lot. I appreciate that. Katie, thanks for tapping in as well. Okay, so really quick. Again, y'all, these allergies are beating my ass right now, so I'm so sorry for the sniffs and stuff. It's so annoying. Okay, from this early hook, you have a great wide vibrato, which works really well in this genre. But one of the problems that's happening with your wide vibrato is the fact that your retune speed for your auto tune is really, really tight. There's not a lot of room for humanizing, not a lot of modulation control for vibrato. There's not, let me move over here too. And because your retune speed is so tight, there's not a lot of room for any like pitch modulation or movement off of that note without it catching other notes in the scale, right? So what's happening is, because again, here's like, if this is your root note right here, that your target note for the pitch, if you're going so good, and it's like a wide vibrato underneath it, and it's moving like this, every once in a while, what's happening is here's a note and here's a note, and that vibrato and that modulation of pitch right there is getting pretty close. It's past 50 cents. Not to get too technical, it's 100 cents per note. It's past 50 cents, so it's close enough to another note, and it's hitting that other note with the auto tune. So that your auto tune is actually pulling you out of your intended note. So if your intended note, if you're like following these scales, so good, what's happening is your voice ends up getting auto tuned to so good. It's like you can hear it dip down. So I'm going to back it up here for a second, and you'll hear exactly what I'm talking about. I was here the other day and I couldn't find the. Yeah, I've been running to all kinds of weird issues, Arwen, on TikTok. So I was able to add the link back in today. I don't know what's going on. TikTok's being weird. It gave me a violation earlier for unoriginal content. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm very confused with TikTok these days. So hopefully everything's working. Hopefully everything's working fine. Oh yeah, if you want to submit, go to my profile, click on the link and click on Track Talk Submission. You'll see all the steps right there. Okay, so let's listen for those little notes right. So good. You can hear the auto tune actually pulling it out away from the intended note. So what we need to do is a couple things, right? If you want to maintain your, there's a couple different sides to this. If you want to maintain a wider vibrato and you don't want to control, if you don't want to control your modulation, right, which you can do through like Melodyne and stuff like that, then there's a couple things that we can do. One of the things, it's going all right, Joseph. I'm having weird issues with TikTok. TikTok's weird right now. They're giving me violations for like nothing, like me just like sitting here like talking about engineering details, and they're like, it's unoriginal content. I'm like, I don't know what to do about that. But either way, it's been kind of funky. But either way, we're thriving. We're still fine. Big Nate, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Okay. One of the things that you can do is I would prefer, because you're going to hear this happen a couple times. You're going to see this happen a couple different times in the song. You're going to hear it happen a couple times in the song where your intended note, maybe your real note, your actual note that you're hitting is like halfway between a couple notes. And you're going to hear that auto-tune grab it and change it to different pitches that are halfway between as your voice wavers, right? So you'll hear it kind of come in and slightly move it off key and then back into key. And you'll also hear it with your wide vibrato with those, again, it's sensing it as it falling off pitch from the note and it's trying to correct it to other notes. What I would prefer, yes, I do, Big Nate, all the time. I would prefer that with vocals like yours that has a wider vibrato, and you want a fast retune speed on your vocal, what I would prefer that you do is tune everything manually first. I personally use Melodyne for this. You can also use like Antara's graph mode, which I know a lot of people use as well. Melodyne is my tool of choice for manual corrections because I use it for amplitude and de-essing control. I use it for modulation control for vibratos that are too wide, stuff like that. Melodyne's great with this, timing correction and pitch correction. And I would manually place all of those notes exactly where you want them to be. Think of like T-Pain type vocal structure where you're not hearing any of those notes fall in and out of the key. You're not hear them like automatically correcting to different notes that you don't want them to be. For one, this also comes down to your vocal execution. The tighter you are to the pitch, the more consistent your tuning structure is going to be automatically with auto-tune, right? But Melodyne, I would lock every single one of those notes in. So your stacks, especially. Now your lead, you can be a little more free flowing with it if you want to. But with your stacks, you want those stacks and those harmonies and those, doubles that you have on the other side to be strict, to be locked in, to be timed well, to be perfectly in pitch with no movement. Now, place it all manually with Melodyne and then follow that up with auto-tune. Now with your auto-tune, there's a couple things you can do. One of the reasons why the manual correction is going to be great for you is because you know every single note's perfect. Even if you didn't have auto-tune, technically you would be in key and everything would be lined up, right? But if you want auto-tune, you want the quick retune effect on your vocal, right? If you want that on there, what you can do then is go to chromatic mode. And since your notes are perfectly placed and you know they're all doing exactly what you want to do, you don't have to worry about it like really, really auto-tuning dramatically. You just want to get the effect of auto-tune. So you can switch it to chromatic mode. And what that's going to allow at a fast retune speed is that the max that it's going to try to change your vocal out of that initial pitch is going to be one semitone versus what could be potentially two semitones sometimes of a miscorrection on there. It's going to keep it a little bit tighter. So your whole vocal is going to feel a lot like smoother, a lot cleaner, a lot more intentional, and a lot more polished. This is not always the answer, but just listening to your vibrato, this is one of the ways that you can keep a wider vibrato by manually placing everything exactly where you want it to be and then adding the effect of auto-tune in a chromatic mode with still a really high retune speed. And if you want to soften this a little bit so it's even smoother, but you still have a really, really tight structure, take that 0 retune speed and bring it to like 5 milliseconds. That's still very like 3 to 5 milliseconds. That like when you're at 0 retune speed, it's a hard edge to the note, right? So as soon as it hits a correction for a note change, it's a straight line up. It's 0 milliseconds, right? It's real time. If you soften that by even like the knee right there, if you soften it by even like 3 to 5 milliseconds, so you put it at like 3 to 5 on auto-tune for your retune speed, it'll make your vocal, especially in this genre, really smooth and really clean, and your vibratos that you have and sound beautiful but sound a little bit robotic here won't sound as dramatic. They won't sound as impactful, right? They'll be a little bit smoother and a little bit cleaner. So and then the other thing that I would say is you can change, let me see how that shows up. Yeah, so your retune speed. Oh, and then flex tune and humanize. I would also keep, what's up, Smokey? Welcome in. Good to see you, man. On your humanize functions and your what's the other, the flex tune and the humanize. On those, I would soften those a little bit as well. You can bring those up like 10, 20%. That will allow you to hold notes without it correcting when it wavers too much, right? Because otherwise, if everything's at zero, yeah, of course, Smokey, zero retune, zero humanize, zero flex tune, there's no room for your vocal to do anything. It's going to tighten everything up right up to the line. So it feels really weird and metallic and robotic when things move away from that pitch, which is going to happen, right? We're not perfect vocalists, right? So what I would do is soften all of it. Put retune at like 3, and then take your flex tune and your humanize, which is going to help when you're holding out notes. In this case, so good. When you're like holding out like long notes in the song, which you are, and there's little movements of your vocal, it'll maintain them. It'll keep them there a little bit cleaner without making major corrections. That will just soften this whole performance, right? So with all of those things in tandem, manual correction, changes in your processing to auto-tune, as well as warming up those mid-lows of your vocal again, softening some of the high end, is going to make a track like this so much more vibrant to listen to. That to me is a huge change. That's a huge change. The only other thing I want to direct my attention to is the beat, and then you'll be good to go. And then keep in mind too, Markeel, that on the platform that you're on right now, you can always go through the VOD as well again and screen record from there, take notes from there as well. This whole thing is saved after the live. This will be like episode 31, I believe. So you should be able to go back through and check everything. All right, let's get into the beat. I'm going to skip all the way towards the last part of the song here. Same thing on this vocal, right? Where everything's it's saturated and compressed pretty well. Like it's a very smooth vocal, and I like the saturation. I like some of the grit that you get from that, the texture that you get from that. But same thing. It's kind of bright and very, very thinned out. Almost sounds like filtered out. I would love to just open that up again. Give your vocal some weight. Give it some punch. And then we'll talk about. Yeah, do the track talk one, Smokey. Do the track. That way I can keep it all in the same place and keep the things separate. Okay, let's get into this last section here.
Think nobody cares, can see it in your face. Well, Jesus understands everything you going through. Just call his name, I promise he'll respond to you. He's never far away, spiritual GPS. He knows just where you are, his route is always best. Already paid the price, ain't no strings attached. Just wanna save your life, he took the cross for that. Yeah, he died and rose again, and it was just for you. Now he's alive and well, and coming back real soon. The doors.
Let's get into the song.
I know it for myself.
I mean, the melodies are so catchy. So the writing and stuff that you have in there, like for the most part, is just very clean, and just very, very catchy, incredibly catchy. Okay. Last thing that I'll say on the production side. So this is, again, really just mixing stuff that we're talking about here. Some performance stuff and some structural things, but largely just things you can pretty simply do on the mixing side of this. One of the things that I feel like I'm experiencing in this song is there's not many things that kind of ground you and just feel like familiar and grounded as far as the mix on the percussion and some of the production as a whole. What it sounds like to me, and I could be wrong about some of this obviously, but what it sounds like to me is that there's been a lot of things that have been like pushed out of the way, that have been like widened with like stereo widener plugins and optimizing stereo and stuff like that. It sounds like there's a lot that's kind of been pushed out and then, or just panned out and auto panned out and stuff like that. So what ends up happening is you kind of miss a little bit of just like the right down the middle, like punch and drive and familiar grounding elements of the mix that make like the bass hit you in the chest and that kick and snare really snap into the mix and the hi-hat pattern feel very involved, right? Right now, I don't think I've heard Exodus. Can you play? If you want to submit, these are full consultations. Every song that we listen to, it's about 30 minutes long. It's a full consultation. If you want to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, and click on Track Talk Submission. All of the steps are right there, and we can get into your record. But on the production here, so What I would do, for one, I would make sure that like kick and snare they're punchy, they're driven, they're right down the middle. They hit you in the chest and you feel them. They're vibrant and they're really, really engaged. I would also make sure that your bass is the same, or at the very least, it has a lot of mono information. It sounds like, let me get into the first part here really quick. So I hear it back there and it sounds like the bass is like, it might have some stereo reverb and chorus on it as well, something like that. But it kind of sounds like that bass has been kind of moved out to the side. Sounds like it's kind of been opened up and moved out to the side a little bit. So the conversation was literally keep the important instruments in the front. I just went with it because mastering is not my strong suit. 100%. In all of the stuff I'm talking about, I would fix in the mix itself, not on the master. I would fix it directly on the mix, not on the master, because that's some of the harder parts here. So you hear some of those things that have been kind of widened and pulled back. So for me, it's like we talked about of like you've heard me talk probably a bit about this, Markeel, in the chat here, and over the course of the live stream at different points, is finding your non-negotiables in this style. It's a non-negotiable to have that bass in there, right? You need percussion that's strong and punchy. You need those vocal stacks to be engaging and vibrant and really energetic. And you need the bass to hit you in the chest, right? You really, really need that bass specifically in mono to really drive the song. And so I would just make sure that the majority of your bass signal is coming from mono. If it's layered in stereo, or you have maybe you have a stereo chorus on it that's on an aux that you feed in to give it some width and some texture, or you have another synth bass right on top of that, like sine sub bass that's in stereo, and that gives you a little bit of extra energy right there. Yeah, I got you. Anytime, man. Shoot me a message. If you haven't already, I'll try to get back to it as soon as I can. And yeah, I'd be honored to, man. I'd love to. But yeah, that's a little bit of what I'm experiencing. Is you don't really feel any of the bass in the mix, for one, because it's pretty quiet. It's back in the mix quite a ways, but it also is pushed out of the way of the stereo channel through like widening and chorusing. And because it's pushed out of the way, it doesn't really hit in mono much at all. So you lose a lot of steam and you lose a lot of energy right there. So I would get that back under control. The last thing that I'll say, and this is all kind of in tandem, right? These aren't like a million separate points. They're all kind of the same point, kind of wrapped in a bow, right? The other is constant stereo movement, right? So in tandem to the piano being pushed out, the bass being moved out of the center channel and pushed pretty wide as well. Then you also have, I think, you have your like trills from the hi-hat pushed over a little bit, and then you also have an auto pan in the background of your other hi-hats. Not specifically a negative thing, right? That can be a cool, creative, interesting thing to have. But and then you have super, super wide, bright vocal layers on the outside too. So what I actually like experience in the mix is kind of everything really wide and moving around really wide, and not really getting anything just like here in the middle of the mix that is like heavy and punchy, has body, has character. It all is kind of pushed out here and moving back and forth out here. And I would love to get that energy back in the middle of the mix, supported by really powerful layers on the outside like we talked about earlier. That's the stuff. Let me hear the hats here really quick. Yeah, cymbals out to the side as well, and then you hear that bouncing back around in there too. So I would love, it is better, always better over here, Smokey. I would love to bring some of that back under control, get it back under control, still have some of the auto pan in there, but make sure your main structure is consistent, it's cohesive, and it's really, really well established. Because what is actually there, like the bass that you have, the piano progression and the movement there, the layers that you're executing, the stacks of vocals, like all of those are good. Like they're all good things. They just need to be processed and balanced in a way that actually shines, that actually feels vibrant and energetic and actually feels grounded and powerful. So we feel and hear all of those different elements. I always like to use mono for my bass. Yeah, 100%. The vast majority of the time, your bass is going to do best hitting that center channel and directing it to sub and directing it to the largest drivers and stuff like that. Sometimes I turn my monitors off and just use my sub. There you go. Yeah, it more often than not, you're gonna have that bass hitting the center channel. But like I said, you can bring in some stereo information. You can have a chorus. You can have some other movements or some other like modulations on an aux that you can feed in order to give it a little bit more energy and give it kind of a different feel and a different structure. But for the most part, or like I said, have a mono sub bass right in the middle at like 100 hertz and below, and then another layer of synth bass that's on top of it following the same progression to give you some extra texture and character, right? It really just kind of depends on what you're looking for. But those are the things that I would focus on. Mark Hill, thank you so much for sending this in, man. Thank you so much. If you want to submit your music, go to my profile, click on the link, and click on Track Talk Submission. Just read through and follow all the steps. We'll get you up on the board. And then Smokey, I'm going to look for yours here in a second as well. Shout out to Mark Heel. Mark Heel, I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you for your patience with this record as well. I know it's been a couple days, so I appreciate you sending this in. But you're very talented, man. Like, you do have a great voice, and you have good writing on here, and the production structure is good. Just needs to be built out in a way that actually complements it and actually allows each of those elements to shine. So y'all give it up one more time for Mark Heel Music. And let me see, Smokey, I got you. All right, and then Daniel, hop in the chat. Daniel, I got you up on the board. We got Smokey in the building here. Let's go. Whoops, I got to put this on here. Daniel, let me know if you are in here. Sounds good. Yeah, sounds good, man. I got you. Let me see, I think at least another 5. Yeah. The line should be current. Gabriel's in the building. Gabriel, thank you so much for tapping in. I appreciate you being here. Yeah, if anybody wants to submit, we're still going with a couple more submissions tonight. Just a few more, just a handful more submissions. If you want to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, and click on Track Talk Submission. All of the details are there. This is a long form breakdown. This is a really detailed consultation. We're going to spend about 20 to 30 minutes breaking down your song. Whether you're an, excuse me, Holly, thanks for tapping in. It's good to see you, and thank you for the heart me. Gabriel, thank you for the follow as well. It's a long form breakdown of your mix, production, sound design, song and lyric structure, so on and so on. Okay, let me see real quick. And give me 2 seconds just to make sure I got all this updated over here. Got you, Smokey. Appreciate you. All right, let's get into it. But yeah, if you are interested in a full consultation, which is what we're doing here, then go to my profile, click on the link, and click on Track Talk Submission. Yeah, let me get this updated. Hey. All right, let's get into it. All right, we got, hold on, let me see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we actually just have about 3 songs. I think about 3 songs left, y'all. About 3 songs left. All right, let's, got you. Line should be updated. All right, and if y'all doing it, if you're over on TikTok and you want to check the line, it's at the Red app. So if you go to my profile, click, it's YT, the one that you watch videos on. Why is it not updating? Oh, hold on. Why is it not? Yeah, it's not updating the line. Give me a sec. It's not, because I did change it. Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah. No, it should be good. It wasn't updating for a second. I want to make sure that it was updating. TCMN, thanks for tapping in. Okay. I want you to hear my beats. Oh, yeah. Oh, we got a beat. This is different. All right. Let me see. This is my beat called More Boom. Okay, so this is, for those of you who have never heard Smokey before, the only stuff that I have heard from Smokey is very, very much so biased towards rock. Heavier stuff, a little bit more like rock, some like classic stuff in there. That's the vast majority of what I've heard. So I'm really excited because he says that actually what he's done more than anything is actually working as a hip hop producer. So Smokey, you know the deal. You know the deal better than most. You've been here plenty of times before. So drop in the chat. So like I've even had an opportunity to play like grand piano for one of his tracks. Like it's a very, very cool sound, but this is different. So Smokey, give me all the details. As far as what you're doing to produce this, what you're working with, your background on this. I'm really interested. So this is More Boom by Smokey. Let's get into it. Definitely. Yeah, go to my profile, click on the link. Click on Track Talk Submission. Where'd you get that piano? It's just like a super wet signal, right? Like a super wet, like tight reverb. Newman, welcome in. How are you processing that piano? Is that like a RC20? Or it's kind of like bit crushed a little bit, right? Oh, it is? Nice. Give you one of my easy ones. What's up, Dusty? Let's go, y'all. Give it up on time. Yeah, that's a different change. That's a different. I mean, dramatically different from what I had heard before. Do you have an art? Do you sell these, Smokey? What do you do? What do you do with these productions? I like this a lot. It's a cool feel. It's a cool feel. Yeah. Let people know, man. If you sell these somewhere, if you have a marketplace, if you have a store or anything like that, please let people know, man. Let people know so they can tap in. And let's run it from the top. Or let me know if you're getting an artist on this and you're already kind of working some things out. Odin, thank you so much for tapping in. Is the first draft real vocals or AI backing? Okay. Yeah, definitely. 100%. That happens fairly often. Holly. Hessa, thanks for tapping in. Excuse me. Sorry. Thanks for tapping in. Hessa, appreciate you being here. All right, let's run it from the top. Yeah, but let me know if you're getting, no, it's a sample from Logic. And played the piano on there and lined everything up manually. Okay, got you. All right, yeah, let's get into it. I would love Hessa. Is it Hessa or Nessa? Yeah, Hessa. If you want to submit, go to my profile, click on Track Talk Submission, and then just read or click on the link, click on Track Talk Submission, and then just read through it and follow all the steps there, and we'll get you up on the board. If you want to see the board or the line, go to that same link tree, and click on the Red app. YT, the one you watch videos on. I just have to call it the Red app because TikTok's weird. That's where you can see the line. You can see the orders and minimums. I got time for like maybe 3 more songs, just a handful of songs, and then we'll get off here in just a minute. All right, let's run it from the top. Yeah, I would love for you to build this out a little bit more, Smokey, because obviously the foundation of it is it's simple and it's vibey. It's got a groove to it. It's really cool. But I would love to have some changes in texture and character to make sure that there's like space for an artist to actually do something really interesting on this. Because the foundation of it is really, it's simple and it's clean. But I would love to get some movement on here. Let me see. Label I work with called Loud Pack Music, and we have a few artists signed to it, and I usually give them to artists or local friends that work, and I work with them directly. I don't usually sell the beat. Okay, got you. I mean, you could definitely. I mean, there's plenty of artists out there that'd be willing to buy even like packs, like even like cheap, like packs that you could like sell to people. Because I don't think you need to get into leasing or anything like that. I wouldn't. I don't think that's the smartest way to do it. But yeah, I feel like you could definitely have a marketplace where you're just pumping a bunch of stuff out here, especially if you build out a little bit more of a structure for sure. Beats I like working with artists exclusively. Working with the artist exclusively and no one is on the beat. Yeah. I always, that's all I do right now. That's all I do right now is work exclusively with the artist, building custom for the artist as far as like productions and songs go. I prefer that so much more. I mean, it's harder, it takes longer, it's more expensive and like whatever, but it's like, it is so much better to just build from scratch. Like there's actually, speaking of AI, there's a couple artists that that I work with now, two specifically that I'm working with currently, where they had productions built out in AI, and I'm reproducing a custom beat that's like fully built out from scratch, live drums and guitars, layers and everything to actually like build out the full production. That's fun. That's fun because there's always like a little bit of a guideline there. That's what I'm working on. That's why I wanted your input. Yeah, 100%. Let's get into it. Let's see if there's any way that we can maybe like add like one or two little things in here that that can throw a little wrench in the system so it's not too consistent. But it's really good, man. I get like the basics of it. I mean, it's very simple. Basics of it are really clean. There's your lead melody. Yes, you have, that's kind of where most of your lead line is sitting. Let's back this up. Yeah, I feel it. You know what would be nice is just to let's get into it. That's what we're here to do. Let's get into it. Let's throw up a stage 73. I feel that. You're not alone there. I know a lot of people that still do that. What am I doing? I want a stage 73 right here with some tremolo, with some overdrive on the B minor 7. That's what we're looking at. Let me let's switch to the DAW. There we go. So you can see what I'm working with here. This is the Arturia one. And let's see what's, you know. There we go. Let's do the suitcase. Yeah, old school feel. Let's get the vibrato one here. Beautiful. I'm gonna tuck this back and let's get into the effects here. Let's get into the pedals. So then what we're gonna do here, let's just build this out a little bit. Let's open this up a little bit because you have the mono part that we're talking about. You got the old school feel down the middle, sharp. So we can open this up a little bit here. It's overdrive. Okay. Nasty. Okay, let's I'm gonna bring some of this high push down. And Wait, that's the wrong. There we go. Yeah, baby. Come on. Let's drive it a little bit more. Take out some of that mud. Ooh. Ooh. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking of. Domo's in the building. What's up, Domo? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Thanks for tapping into the stream. Let's get this output up just a little bit and let's get into this beat. Let's run this back. So now even just a little shimmer. Bring out this reverb a bit, dry it up. Like you help bring it in. So like you're helping to bring in. This is vibey, man. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm gonna tighten up this reverb a little bit. It's a little too long, a little too prominent. Yeah. And let's get this a little more intense. Let's push this pan out a little bit. There we go. And let's bring this out. Let's bring this out. Yeah, so you do a good job of actually opening up the top end here. So you go up an octave on what I'm kind of assuming is the hook structure here. You go up an octave, so you do get a little bit of energy out of the top end, but I would definitely fill in. You have far low end, you have piano sample top end, and then the high octave going into your hook. Now we just need to kind of blast the mids a little bit. Something like a stage 73. This is like a Rhodes 73, or even like a CP88 or something like that, or CP20, CP30, that would actually help fill out the mids, or in like an old vintage electric piano. Just kind of fill in this middle right here. Give you some tine, some bell in there. Okay, let me see if that was you. I just wanted to make sure that I got everything in the right place. Okay, that probably is you. Let me see. DM. Is your last name start with an M? Sometimes I don't like to say people's names because then they get upset because they didn't want their name said. But Daniel M. If that's you, then I got you. Perfect. I got you on the board. You're ready to go. And then let me see. Hessa got you. No. Artists. I see all of our other people. All of our other people that I've sent in today have been artists. We always get a lot of different productions. Yeah, exactly. You got it. Yeah. So if you're a producer, if you're an artist, if you're a vocalist, if you're a songwriter, if you're whatever it may be, feel free to send it. Let me just double check for you real quick. There's Hessa. I got you. Hessa. Jesus, I can't talk. Goodness gracious. Hessa, got you up on the board. Goodness. It's one of those days, y'all. The brain's not braining today. It's doing okay with like creative stuff, but it's not doing the best with just, basic stuff like words. Okay. Hessa, I got you on the board. All right, let's run this back a little bit. So what I would love two things, right? One is progression, right? So one is filling in these mids right there. Maybe even like, the seventh over there's the seventh, right? For the B minor 7. gives you some texture, some warmth right there. Yeah, it's got a cool feel. But I would also love in tandem to that, either through like a CP88 or a Rhodes, or even like a DX7, like a 80s synthesizer, like a DX7 or like a DX21 I got back there, having a little bit of this kind of over the top end too, with a little bit of like whammy to it, could be nice too. Just that little, and then I'll move it a little bit. Little bend, maybe off the 7. That is just like a filler in between, is a really nice texture in tandem with, not that, that. So there's the chord to fill in. Over the top there. And then I would just pay attention. So when you build out structure, I would probably empty out for verses. So I think probably what would work best, let me, because it's not perfectly structured yet. You can always get into that. That's super, super easy. Would be to like, this is verse. Like maybe no Rhodes. Just keep it really tight. Yeah, me too. If anything, maybe just notes. I could hear like M on this, And then build up. And it's like the contrast with like hard hitting, punchy, saturated, kind of gritty sounding, especially as you build it out and mix it out, contrasted with like soft and like. That contrast is like really interesting and makes it feel really floaty. But the core is hard hit. It's really tight, right? I'll keep most of the verses really, really tight. Most of the yeah. This is something where you can kind of like not necessarily like freestyle, but be a little bit looser with your structure. It doesn't have to be like super strict, right? Because everything else is. Everything on the bass and the drums is very looped and very straight, right? I think where like you can have some fun is just some filler, right? Yeah, you have a lot of freedom here. It just really depends on vocal structure. But what I would probably have is on your hook. On your hooks, but kind of getting more into the structure part. So when you go high here, 3, 6, 120, let me see. So here, this is where I would bring more structure. So when you go to what you're kind of going to perceive as your hook, excuse me, I would, so at like 105, you go into like a hook for the song. That's where I would structure a little bit cleaner right here. Like I would give it a little bit more of a chord for this portion of the song here. I was listening to your beats and I chose this one. I like it, man. It's cool. It's got a cool feel to it. It's got a cool swing to it. So like here for the hook, you can smooth it out. You jump the octave. Back to verse, right? So I'm gonna do that again. So like for the full 16 bars right there, you can have chords with filler. 16 bars, you have chords and then filler, and then empty out again to just funky stuff for verse. I think that's how you can separate the two. You add in something like a Rhodes right here, add something like a Rhodes. You have chords and filler for the hook, and then empty with funk for the verses. That separation, I think, is nice. Yeah, this is fun, man. This is cool. So you transition here. 1, 2, 3. You have chord. And then empty out. This is verse. And then probably hook, 2, 3, 4 back chords, smooth. And then close out like double hook at the end, right? So that to me is like the best contrast, right? Because I mean, the foundation, I appreciate you, Holly. The foundation of it is so solid, right? The foundation is so solid. So it's like, I think having the separation of the verses being here. Yeah, you know it. It's a high hook and then back to a verse and then just. And then open up. That's where you smooth it out. And then you have like, yeah, exactly. You know the deal, Smokey. Yeah, and that's where you have like a true West Coast hook over the, you know what I mean? Yeah, you already know the deal, man. Show some love. Show some love. It's cool, man. I mean, that's very raw. That's very raw. So yeah. Oh, you know what else would work? Oh, you want to get crazy with it really quick for a second? Let's get crazy with it for a second. Hold on. You know what would snap would be a clavinet, dude. Do I have an old Roland clavinet? That's the Waves clavinet. Do you know what I'm talking about, Smokey? You know what I'm talking about? We need like a vintage clavinet on here. Yeah, through an old tube amp. Yeah. All right, hold on. We're going to find it. Yeah. All right, hold on. Not that. I just want this as like the low. Jam, thank you, or Jam Pack, thank you for the roses. I appreciate you. And Holly, thank you for the heart me and the Go Popular. Sorry if I missed those earlier. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, like I think Smokey, I think, yeah, having in like filling, I mean, without it sounding like a Seinfeld intro or something like that, I feel like you can have just like the Rhodes in the middle. I know, I want to get, where's my thing I'm looking for? Yeah, there's the snap. The thing I'm actually looking for is, yep, let me see. Yeah, there's a little more crunch. Push the tubes a little bit. Let me see really quick. Type D chorus, so we'll go stereo 1. Whoops, wrong right there. We're doing full consultations, Jam Pack. So each of the breakdowns that we do are typically like about 30 minutes long or so, where we go for producers, artists, engineers, all the way across the board. We will listen, generally speaking, for about 20, 30 minutes, go through the track a couple times, and then dig into the structure, chopping through the mix and master, production elements, sound design choices, lyric and song structure, things like that. So let me run this back. So we're just digging into this production for a second before it gets built out. That mute helps. Just to sit right over the top. And then, so what I'm like imagining in my head is you have that something low and chunky. You could dig into this for ages, right? This needs more saturation, needs more crunch, it needs more grime and drive on it. It needs all of the above. It needs a whole bunch of that, but just for the idea, just throwing the idea out there. You have that structure underneath it. And then that's like kind of warmed up by the Rhodes that sits right over the top. So you got like 3 layers. You got to filter these in a little bit too. But you got like 3 layers that are all kind of working together. The bass that you have on it, the doom, 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 it's already kind of working in the background, stacked with layers of the Rhodes that's kind of funky right over the top with a little bit more saturation and tremolo to keep that movement. You get the auto pan, all that fun stuff, especially with some of the little high chimes and stuff like that could bring in. And then layer something just kind of there for the attack, just that low kind of A to B. You don't even have to do any filler with it. Let the Rhodes do all the funky stuff and literally just have this, something like this. This just kind of, and it just kind of sits there. And it's just there for that crunch. It's just for that there for that transience and the energy right there. Beyond that, obviously you can fill out with the rest of the instrumentation that you already have there. But y'all show some love. Show some love, show some love. That's the family. That's Smokey right there. We love Smokey. Smokey, thank you so much for sending that track in, man. That's fun. That's fun. That's fun. That's a cool group. I mean, it's very, very simple so far. I'm excited for you to build it out, man. I can't wait to hear that as more of a full production, man. I'm excited for you to get to work a little bit deeper on that one as well. So y'all give it up one time for Smokey Campbell. Really, really, and that's the first time I've heard hip hop from him as well. He's been doing hip hop for like for like 30 years. The only thing that I've heard from him is rock. So for me, it's really cool to see just your versatility as well. It's really, really sick. Enjoyment out of nowadays, man, is watching young artists come up with ideas with me, and I freaking love it's so fun, man. It's one of the things. I'm posting a YouTube video with that I'm talking a little bit more about this soon as well. But just like one of the things for me that I think people really, really need to work more on, especially going into this year, at a time where people are more like isolated than ever, especially as like musicians and artists and creatives, even with social media, and we can be kind of fake connected, you know what I mean? Like people are really, really isolated in their creative process. Collaborating with people is so incredibly important to making great art, especially art that transcends your own personal experience and actually impacts people and impacts the world. So I'm such a fan of just being able to jam with y'all too and help y'all out with your production structure. It means a lot to me too, man. I appreciate you trusting me with that. Y'all show some love to Smokey. Let's keep it going. Nick, I appreciate you hopping in. Okay, let me just double check really quick. Okay, I think Hessa. I think Hessa's in the building. Hessa, let me get this loaded up right here. Beautiful. Let me mute this. I don't want the clapping on there. It's like noisy. We don't need that. There we go. There's my piano again. All right, let's get into this next track. We got let me hold on. I missed a comment right here really quick. I try to answer questions if I can. I love Linkin Park and Sum 41, and I'm learning drums. Any song recommendations? Oh shoot. Learn some My Chemical Romance. Those are fun. Learn some MCR. They're going on tour again. Sounds good, Smokey. Sounds good. I love it. Do it. Okay. Let's learn some MCR. My wife and I love MCR. We're always jamming to them. All right, let's see. Hessa, beautiful. Let's get into it. Okay, Hessa, this is my first time hearing you. If you want to submit, Joy, thanks for hopping in, or Joy's Ride. If you would like to submit, go to my profile, click on the link, and click on Track Talk Submission. I think I only have room for one more, y'all. Of people that I have in here, I have Hessa and Daniel. I don't think Mikhail, Kev, Monty, or 24 Leak are in here anymore. So I do need to update the line. Let me get Hessa down and let me run it. So I got time for like two more after this song. Daniel, I have up there. I have maybe time for one more. Before I close the live. So if you want to submit, you definitely can. But just make sure you check the line and stuff first. Yeah, 100%. I got you. All right, let's see. Let's pull up Hessa's track. This is called 910. Okay, Hessa, give me all of the details. I love context. I love details. I love diving into it. So talk to me about production structure. Talk to me about the mix. Talk to me about what role you play in your music, whether you're working on stuff yourself or you're working with some other people. Give me all of the details here. But this is 910 by Hessa. Let's dive into it. I'm so excited to hear. I appreciate you sending this in. And also let me know if it's out. If it's out after I play the YouTube, I'll also I'll run it on Spotify. That way we can get you Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Y'all show some love. Show some love. Oops. What's going on right now? What's happening? Let's play in some stuff. Let's pull it up on Spotify. 910 by Hessa. Let's get into it. I'm not gay, but Torvik is Torvik. I don't know exactly what you mean by that, but I'll take it. Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, let's run it from the top. So let me pull this up on Spotify so we can get you the stream, the follow, and all this stuff over there. Very, very nice. You got an amazing voice, Hessa. In fact, I would love to okay, beautiful. C800 emulation into Neve and the CL1B emulation, Neve and the CL1B into Pro Tools. Okay, beautiful, fantastic. Goodness gracious, is it the warm audio, the WA1000 or WA800? WA8000. So whatever the emulation is, or is it one of the other higher end tube emulations that still has the heatsink in it? Orbits, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Townsend Labs. Okay, nice. All right, let me get this pulled up here. Latitude Studios in the building. What's up, Latitude Studio? Got you. It's right here. Fantastic. All right, let's dive into it. This is 910 by Hessa. Let's dive in. I'm excited to run this back from the top and get into some of these details here. You have an amazing voice. I think you have a lot of room as well. Orbits, it's fairly long. It's fairly full right now. It just depends on who all is still in here. But if you want to see the list, just go to the Red app. Use your imagination. Go to the Red app and you can check the line over there to kind of see where everything's at. I got time for like maybe one or two songs after this. All right, 910 by Hessa. Let's dive in. Let's run it from the top. We'll get into some details as we go. But yeah, you're very, very talented. I like the production structure on this as well. It's very dark. It's moody. It's aesthetic. I feel like you're doing a fantastic job vocally as well. In fact, I'm excited to hear more of your vocal and hear more of the versatility and variety that you have as far as like melody structure and vocal range and stuff like that, because you definitely have a voice to you. So let's get into it from the top. Once again, this is 910 by Hessa. And y'all, please also make sure this song is out on all platforms. So I always want to mention that. If you send in a song that's out on platforms, we got to show love. If you like what you hear, which you should, it's good. If you like what you hear, go stream the song, go add it to your playlist, go like the track, go follow on Spotify, etc., etc. Go show it some love and support. Like we always say, go and boost their algorithm. Definitely go show some love to this track. Big John, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that a lot. Let's run it from the top.
300 hertz.
Were you okay? So Jam Pack, you engineered this, right? Amazing. Do. Thank you for the roses, Jam. Thank you for the roses. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Okay, did you mix? Was this mixed off of the 300? Are you mixing off the 2-track or are you mixing off of the multi-track? Let me know that really quick.
300 hertz.
That's what I figured. Not because it doesn't sound good at all. It sounds great, man. It sounds really, really nice. One of the reasons why I figured is the loud as fuck producer tag at the beginning. Typically speaking, when you have the multi-track, you can mitigate these freaking vocal tags, man. It drives me up a fucking wall. Just 300 is fucking in your face. Jesus Christ, man. Like, chill. That's so crazy. It's so crazy. I was like, I'm kind of assuming they're working off of a vocal track. I wasn't positive. But hearing how loud that fucking tag is, it's crazy. Anyways, the song's still dope. The song's still killer. It's not like it really takes away. But I think what's so funny to me is you hear this like beautiful like F7, right? It's all like beautiful and these great like vocal tags in the background, and then 300 screaming at you. Sorry. Anyways, all right, let's get into it. It's just funny. I know they do that though, because I know so many people that sell. I know so many people that lease. And I know that space really, really well. I know as a fact that they do that too loud so that you spend more. They do it too loud so that they spend more. And in fact, I have known some producers personally, and also have known people that know people that would literally put mistakes into the mix of the 2-track alone that you can only take out if you have the multi-track or stems, right? But have the multi-track. And so you end up like this one guy that I saw, he would like put like a random like door closing in the middle of a hook. Like bullshit like that. They like a door closing or like some random noise would kind of kick in, and you can't remove it unless you pay. So he was just trying to get people sales and stuff like that. But they literally will just put in like mistakes, like poorly mixed elements, so that you want to buy it. And it's stupid. It's like if you're gonna lease or if you're gonna like strip a YouTube beat or something, it's like that should just be what it is. But I mean, whatever. I mean, I guess it's all business. It's just what happens when you over commodify music. But let's run it from the top. Let's get into it. Sorry, I got thrown off. I got thrown off by the vocal tag. Let's actually get into the song. Kind of curious. Hold on. It's hard because the vocal layers are in there. I'm kind of curious. Does it happen? Is it tag anywhere else? Curious. I'm not. Who are you? Who are y'all distributing through? Are you with DistroKid? Jam, thank you for the follow, man. I appreciate that. Do. United Masters. Do they do file replacements like DistroKid does? Hessa, thank you for the follow as well. I appreciate that. Do they do like ISRC replacements? They do. I'm not saying you have to do this. Here's the thing. It's a great song and you're great at what you do. And it's good engineering. I mean, this is nice. This is really, really good. I'm kind of curious if you don't cut your intro or start with just the first part of your progression and then fade it with the second part when the bass comes in and cut that tag out. It's pretty damn distracting. It's not a big deal. You don't have to do that. And then replace the file with any corrections you want to do. Because it is like it does kind of just it's unfortunate because it's just a stupid tag, but it does kind of you start to feel some emotion, and I'm like, and then all of a sudden auto. I mean, why is it auto pan too? Bah, 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 bah. It fucking hits you from all sides. Jesus, it just kind of like pulls you out of the emotion for a second, and obviously that's kind of what you're gonna get when you're just leasing or you're just like doing not for profit or whatever it may be. But I do think you could probably start on that 7 right here and just go straight into, and then I think the bass comes in on the 4. I think you could like bring that back into play right there and it would be pretty smooth. So think about it this way. I'm gonna run it from the top. I want to see how I'm gonna work this out in my mind, how you could do this. I think basically cutting the first half with the intro there that includes the tag and see if you can't just like fade in from the second start of the progression where it's piano and then bass comes in on the B section and let that intro. I think that starts when your vocal already comes in with the da 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 da. You could either delay that coming in for 2 measures and not do it as many times. That could also maybe be good. Could tighten up your song structure a little bit. It's already short. I'm not worried about that. You could find some like interesting ways to manipulate it to bypass that and still keep the emotion in the intro. Just like delay the start of that vocal coming in by 2 measures, fade in from the piano until the bass hits and tighten it up a little bit there. Let me see if that would even work because there might still be a delay of that vocal tail right there, which would suck. There's a little, so here's and then Jam, this just depends on how much work you want to do. So this is the way I would approach this, and feel free to ignore all of this, and just keep it as is and keep the song released and promote it, right? That's, I know that's largely what people want to, but I'm just trying to see how you have 37, you're crazy, y'all are both really talented, right? It's a cool production. Hessa, you're a beast of a vocalist. Jam, it's a nice, warm, saturated, thick mix. I like it a lot. Y'all are both really good. And so my goal in even talking about this and like over hammering this home is that I want you to squeeze everything you can out of the song. And I don't want there to be any like weird limitations to like, I'm imagining if I heard the song or I came across the song and I wanted to add it to like my super chill, like just vibes playlist or whatever, or like my moody nighttime drive playlist. And then like the first thing that you hear is something that pulls you out of that a little bit. Again, it's not a big deal. It's not something I feel like it needs to be like over exaggerated. But what I'm kind of curious about is when it starts, if you feel like doing this, when it starts the second progression on the piano from on the F major 7 here, when it starts the F major 7 and then the bass comes in, there's still a delay from his vocal tag. So you hear this kind of in the background. What you could do is just disguise that with your own percussion and just bring in kind of like a plucky, like TR-808, TR-909, kind of like a snare or a tom in the background, right? That you just add right there at the intro with the same like 16th note delay auto-panned in the background. And then you start the song with like a really reverberated percussion. Very, very, it barely has to be there at all. The only thing that you're doing is disguising the delay tail of the tag. And then you just start it with that and then that just kind of kick starts. You could even keep that going for a couple bars as a disguise in the background, but just like find a way to like cover the fact that there was a tag, start at that progression, and then keep going from there. Just to toss that shit out there. But let's keep it going. Only things I'll throw out a couple things that again sometimes it's just helpful to have another ear on a mix and production and stuff like that. One of the only things that I like sense in this that I wish was a little bit looser was the de-essing. It is forcing a little bit of a lisp because the threshold is so low. The frequency profile of it is really, really tight. That sounds beautiful. It's catching it very, very well. You're not getting any like unbeneficial resonance poking through, no harshness at all poking through, but it's so low that it is forcing a little bit of a lisp in the vocal and also is changing some of the natural phrasing. So some of the lyrics that I kind of want to jump out a little bit, I kind of want to like really project and present themselves into the mix, feel a little bit restrained. They feel a little bit held back. And again, it's really smooth saturation. You're obviously getting some very smooth natural saturation using a tube microphone, going into a CL1B, pushing the transformer on the Neve, like I'm assuming maybe a 1073. You're getting a lot of that natural saturation, which sounds gorgeous. It's one of the reasons why you should use those things. It sounds amazing. So I would just be careful to not over DS past that because you already are softening the vocal in so many stages and helping to shave those transients and helping to really control that vocal through what you're tracking outboard already. It really doesn't need a ton of control in the box, but it does sound like there's a lot of suppression of sibilance. And to me, it is changing the phrasing sometimes where I'm like hearing some lyrics, but they're not really like cutting through through and projecting with the emotion that I want them to, just because the phrasing feels a little bit unnatural because of the over suppression of sibilants. That's one thing that I think would be interesting to open up just a little bit more. Just raising the threshold by like 3 or 4 dB on the de-esser and letting that vocal breathe just a little bit more in the mix. But actual vocal control, vocal balancing, smoothness of the structure there to me is absolutely beautiful.
If I just keep pushing on.
See me wrong, like those vocal lines there in the middle. They're there. Like obviously you hear the vocal and kind of what it's doing, but since the phrasing is suppressed, you don't actually get like the full. Does that make sense? Like you're not getting the full projection of it. As much as you want to control it and have like the dynamic range control through the compression and the EQing that you're doing, I still want it to like jump out of the mix a little bit, especially because it's sitting on top of a very underwater filtered 2-track, right? Like it's very kind of Drake style, black style, like 6-track black style, like underwater, like low fidelity production, which I love. You know, Party Next Door does a lot of this too. You get this really like dark underwater feel, which I think is beautiful. So I still want the vocal to shine over it, and I don't mind. It's not competing with anything, so you can open it up a little bit. There's no other like big bright synths and tinny piano sitting over the top that it has to really compete with. So you can open it up a little bit more, and it'll just shimmer right over the top of the beat. So yeah, in my opinion, I would just like maybe let it breathe a little bit more, slightly more natural processing, so you're not like hearing the de-essing happen or like hearing the compression getting triggered or anything. It feels a little bit more natural. That's honestly like one of the only things that I actually like hear at all. It's a very, very nice, warm, balanced sound. This is to me is a song structure thing. The beat's only 2 minutes and 19 seconds long. And again, the balance is fantastic. Vocals are gorgeous. You don't really have a lot of space to like not have song structure. It's a short track and it's a short song. I personally there's so much music out there. There's so much. I mean, it's like it was 1 million songs a week put on Spotify. I bet you that's quadrupled with AI. If not more, because people will just like put like 5 songs a day on Spotify. So I'm sure it's exaggerated now. There's so much music out there. There's not a lot of like room to not be in the structure of your song, especially if you're not the sample in the background. I would definitely suggest that you, at least in the future, right? Especially if it's a shorter song, I want to hear more of your vocal, even if it's background stuff, even if it's like layering and it's just like oohs and ahs and maybe some ad libs that you're kind of pushing in the background a little bit more. And these fillers right here, since it's already such a short song, I would love to like hear that structure of the hook with a little bit more support and maybe another time here in the song, because you open back up to the sample here. Let me. Yeah, so you basically in this song, you get about 50 seconds of vocal structure for how like powerful of a vocal you have, how good of a writer you are, how talented you are at building melodic choices. It's kind of like, in my opinion, I feel like I'm missing out a little bit. I feel like I'm missing out on. I do have a 2 minute and 19-second song here, but I'm getting largely with your outro and the interlude in the beginning. I'm really only getting about 50 seconds of your lyrics or 50 seconds of like established vocal structure. I would love to hear a whole other verse right here over the sample, or like a whole other like bridge with an outro with that hook again right here on this later portion of the song. Cause I just feel like I mean, you're so good. I want more Yeah, it makes you want to hear the next record. There's a balance. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what for sure. I get what you're saying. I don't know if you've given enough to allow for that yet. That's all you get for free. Book the show, people. That's all you get for free. And that's what I'm worried about, is that you might not have offered enough to warrant that. People are so lazy. They're so frustratingly lazy. They're so like one track minded. They move on so fast. They're swiping through so much content. They're listening to so much music. They are bombarded by media 24 hours a day, constantly there's constantly music in front of them. So for me, it's like, you've really got to grab, you've really got to grab people. And most people listen to songs on a one track basis. Most people, even major artists. There's so many people, like take someone like Taylor Swift, who's, arguably like the number one artist in the world right now. One of the number one artists from a streaming standpoint in the world right now. I still have only heard like her popular songs from her album, right? And I don't listen to Taylor Swift really, but like I've only really heard those songs. Like people will largely just like, oh yeah, I liked that, like, as a song, and I went and I heard it on social media and I saw someone post about it, and I went and I listened to that one song. A lot of people, I would say the vast majority of people, don't even necessarily go as much and stream artists now, or even like stream albums now. They go and they listen to singular records a lot, unless you're crazy, unless you're huge, unless you're Billie Eilish and you put out a new song or a new album and every song gets 3 billion streams, which of course is the outlier. That's the rarity. I think especially in the low stages, in this case with 37 monthly listeners and growing from there, like you've really got, especially if you are posting and promoting one song at a time and putting one song out, you've got to make sure that one song really stands on its own. Because the reality is, as brilliantly talented as both of y'all are, like genuinely, really, really talented individuals and a great sound, great melodic choice, people don't give a lot of chances. They really don't give a lot of chances. And so my selfish concern is that people won't give it a chance because it's so limited in the information that you provided. You know what I mean? Like, and so this, I don't even necessarily mean this as like, I love what I just heard. But it was also just placed in front of me, right? It was this track was placed on my lap. And so that's how I am able to hear it, right? The rest of the world who is not on social media, not on Spotify to like find your music necessarily, and you have to constantly put stuff in front of them, people are, I don't know, they're bombarded constantly. So I'm like, selfishly, I'm like, I wish there was more vocal structure there so that more people would listen to it and would retain it, and you had more opportunities for repetition, for it to stick, for it to be like gluey, for it to be like really, really catchy. And it needs like one more moment. It needs one more moment to build in that song structure and build in that repetition and that formatting. So there's even a chance for people to remember it enough for like even the 7 people that are in here, right? Like, let's say there's, the 7 people in here like, oh yeah, that was beautiful. There's a couple of people in here like, dude, beautiful song, amazing voice, Hessa. And they leave tonight. How are they going to like remember? Maybe they followed. And even if they did follow, will the algorithm bring your stuff back to them? Who knows, right? And so then it's like, how are they going to remember it? You need something. Every song, to an extent, depending on the genre, right? And depending on your intention for the song, they need to be doing their dishes 2 hours from now. They need to be doing their dishes 2 hours from now and just be going, da, 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 da. And they're like, wait, what was that from? What was that from? And then they go back through their follows or whatever, like, oh yeah, it was Hessa. That needs to be stuck. You know what I mean? That needs to be like ingrained in there. So that's kind of what I'm listening for. You have it in your intro, you have your secondary here. I would love to hear more. Sounds like we're going back to the studio to add more. That's my opinion. And, as strictly one man's opinion. I love what y'all are doing. And so selfishly, I want more. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all are great. Y'all are awesome. Give, and it was like we were talking about Jam a second ago, is like, there's a sweet spot. There's a sweet spot between like replay value, which is what you're talking about, right? There's a sweet spot in replay value and retention. And it is a balancing act. It is a tightrope act to find the balance between what is going to retain them for the rest of the song, and keep them wanting to listen to it all the way through, and learn about you as an artist and what is going to keep them coming back for more, right? And I think this track is so chill. It's so chill that people will come back for more. Like they'll come back for more. I would just give them another little breadcrumb right here in the middle, even if it's just sample. That's sick too. You could add like another vocal line in there that's just kind of a bridge that then cuts back to that vocal line again. Goes back to the melody again, locking in that melody because it's so catchy with those bell tones that you have. You could follow that to make it really easy for you to write too. Follow the vocal sample in the background and build out some more structure there. And then let me see. And then back to and let it fade, let it resolve. But you give them like another, again, mumbling some stuff, but like it gives you like another opportunity for melodic structure. And I would for sure, if you do go back and restructure this a little bit, if you feel like it. Again, I'm trying to be pushy about it. I want to hear more of your voice in the song. That's selfishly. I would, when it comes to like restructuring this outro, I would for sure bring back in the structure of your original bell tones, those da 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 kind of acapella stuff. The da 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 da. Bring that melody back in again, because then you're going to bookend the song with that melody. It's going to make it sticky, so incredibly sticky, which this song definitely needs in order for it to really, really drive home that melody, and for people to just be randomly humming it for the next 3 days and they can't even remember where they heard it. That's what you want. You want it to be like frustratingly catchy to listen to, even with something so chill and so dark and so moody. So build in some, if you want to, build in some lyric structure in the middle of the song there, past that second verse, so you can establish a little more vocal chops, some additional writing right there, just some, extra phrasing in there, and then bookend the song with that finishing melody to just lock it in and then fade out with the sample like you already did, Jam. And then you're good to go. It's, it's locked and loaded. It's good to go. That's like my, and then feel free if you're in the process of it and you want to try to chop the intro. Ooh, wait, actually, hold on. Let me think of something real quick. I might have thought of something. Hold on. Okay, Jam, tell me this. Y'all, we're about to close up the live. If you want to submit, I maybe can take like one or two more, but we're about to get into the last songs here. So I might just close up the line, but I won't be live tomorrow most likely, but I might be live this next weekend. So just definitely make sure y'all are following if you're not already. Jam, did you fade out the end here, or did the track? So you could probably, this would take a little bit of manipulation, some crossfading, some strategic automation for blended reverbs, to get this really tight. You could probably use the outro as the intro. It's the same progression. So here, this is it. Yes, sir. You know what I'm talking about. Chop the outro, use it as the intro, completely bypass the entire first section where he has his vocal line in there, and then just blend that in to the part that starts when the bass comes in, when Hessa's vocal comes in. And you should have, if you can crossfade it well enough to where it doesn't feel choppy right there. Drew, thank you for the follow. It doesn't feel choppy in it, and you can crossfade it in a way that feels really intuitive. And then maybe you might even want to like automate a small, like second and a half like room reverb on that intro lightly to blend them, since there's going to be some synths that like start and stop, some pads that like start and stop with that chop right there. Blend it really seamlessly, and then have the bass hit, have Hessa's vocal come back in. That might be, Sydney, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. That might be a pretty nice way to completely bypass the tag and and get a little bit more control over the intro and outro. That would be pretty interesting. Try it out. Have some fun with it. Anyway, all of that being said, y'all please show some love to Hessa. Please show some love to Jam Pack Beats right here in the chat as well. Y'all are brilliant. I love what y'all are doing. Y'all are fantastic. You're both incredibly talented. Really, really, really well done across the board. I'm so excited to hear Hessa, more of your vocal, more of what you're working on as a writer. And Jam Pack, what you're doing is awesome as well, man. Very, very talented across the board. So y'all please show some love. Hessa, you got so much phenomenal potential. So much phenomenal potential. So I see artists like this, and it's like 37 monthly listeners is like a shame. That's crazy. Like, you got so much potential. Keep putting yourself out there. Keep polishing your craft. You're a great writer and a great vocalist as well. Y'all should both be very proud of what y'all are doing. So y'all give it up on time for Hessa. Everybody in the chat, go follow Hessa. Go follow Jam Pack. If you are looking for an engineer, I can vouch for Jam Pack from the song that I've heard. Definitely show some love to them as well. Book them, hire them, pay them, all that good stuff. Y'all show some love. Let's get into these last few tracks right here. Of course. Anytime, absolutely anytime. I love and appreciate y'all. Y'all are great. I love anytime that I get to just encounter just passionate, creative people. And producer, book them. Book them. Y'all know what to do. Don't ask for any favors. Book them. Pay full price. Tip them. All right, let's, 2026 is not the year of discounts. Last year's price is not this year's price. Book them. All right, let's get into let me see what I got here. I don't know what I'm saying, y'all. It's out of control over here. Let me see. Okay, I believe. Let me just double check real quick. Double check. Let's see. Do. All right. Okay, Daniel. Daniel, you're gonna close this out today. Daniel's gonna close this out today. This will be our last one today, and then I'll open things back up this weekend, probably if I have time to get on the live stream. I'll probably do a couple live streams this weekend. I'm just going to be working on stuff all day tomorrow, and I'll probably be out with some projects most of the weekend too. But I'm going to try to hop on for a couple hours, maybe Saturday or Sunday. We'll just see what I have time for. Let's see. And then Daniel, I'm not seeing an email from you right now. Did you send it to tracktalksubmission@gmail.com? Tracktalksubmission@gmail.com. One man, brutal death grind band. Hell yeah. Yeah, definitely make sure. Yes, I do, Hessa. So that's actually what I do full time. There's three things that I do full time for music. So I work as an audio engineer, a producer, and as a session musician. I actually do a lot of session work. It's one of my favorite things. Largely synths. I do a lot of synth stuff. I love synths. Synths are my favorite instrument. Played piano since I was 6 years old. Was a classically trained pianist from the ages of 6 through 19. And I've been kind of working in music in various random, varieties ever since there. Was trained in studio as an audio engineer for about 2.5 years, doing a private mentorship at a studio. Worked with this guy, one of the old professors of the Audio Engineering Institute at the time. But I love session work. Session work's one of my favorite things. So I would say, a decent chunk of my business is doing like synth session work. I also have live drums in here, electric bass and acoustic guitars, vocal work, synthesis keys, stuff like that. But then I also do a lot of work as a mix and mastering engineer, and of course, as just a full scale producer. So I'm in San Antonio, Texas. My wife and I, we grew up here, but we moved to Dallas for 2.5 years. And I worked, I had a studio up there for a while. And then for the 2.5 years that we're up there, I leased a space up there. And then we moved back here, and now I just built out a home studio in the house that we're renting. Odin, have you ever heard of hauntology music? No, but that sounds incredibly fascinating. ATL, yeah, I did some session work near Atlanta a couple years ago. It was a really cool record I got to be a part of for a group out of Georgia. And they brought me in for keys for a record that I also got to co-write on and work on out of there. It was good. Okay, dude, so the same place that you submitted, the same place that you sent credit and all of that, there's Neptune, welcome in. There's an email at the top. Send it to that email. So you probably reached out through the contact form. So yeah, keep the same, the Track Talk submission right there. Keep that same. So if you go to my profile, click on the link, click on Track Talk submission, you'll see an email right there at the top. And then we'll close it out with this track, y'all. This will be our last one. Do 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 do. That's so catchy, Hessa. It's so catchy. That's why we got to get that melody in there again, because that is going to be stuck in my head for the rest of the night. Do 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 do. Neptune, thank you so much for the follow over on the Purple app. I appreciate you so much. Okay, sorry, I think I missed some comments here while I'm waiting for that email to come in. It got me. That's why I am being forceful about putting more in there. Is because it's so good. It's so good. Let me see. Okay. Do you do any audio engineering for voiceover and voice acting? I have before. It's not something I do. It's very easy for me to do. It's not something I've done a ton of before, just because there hasn't been that many requests for it within the community that I'm typically working in. But yeah, definitely can. I've been playing in Irish folk bands, playing banjo and tin whistle. Let's go. Slam. I love that. Texas Fire. Do you do it? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to at least we're about to get into our last song of the night. So if y'all are coming in and if you are wanting to submit for a consultation, what we do here, it's not a quick review at all. It is a 20 to 30 minute, I'll say it's usually 30 minute, 20 to 30 minute long form consultation on the structure of your music. So depending on who's here and what we're actually focusing on, we could be diving into your mix and master, production elements, sound design, song and lyric structure. It's going to be different depending on who's here and what we're doing. But each breakdown typically does take about 20 to 30 minutes. We go in depth in those different elements to hopefully offer you some professional and actionable feedback on the structure of your music. We're going to listen to one more song tonight. I'm just waiting for the email to come in really quick, and then we'll get into we'll close out the line for tonight, and then we'll open things back up tomorrow, or not tomorrow. I'm sorry, maybe later on this weekend. So if y'all are wanting to get your music heard, just make sure that you're following. Make sure you have notifications turned on, so on and so on the different platforms. We're on the Red app, Purple app, and of course here on TikTok. We'll open things up, and of course anyone who's left up on the board, y'all will easily be saved for the next time that we go live as well. You'll never miss out on your chance to get heard. Let me see. Yeah, okay, I think I got that. Okay, so just waiting on Odin. I'm transmitting tonight. Also, you might don't play. And yeah, Odin, we listen to all different styles of music. It's going to be all over the place. You're going to hear like a progressive metal track into a country song, into a pop record, into a trap beat, into like a lo-fi production. It's going to be all over the place. So we listen to all levels of music, all levels of quality. I say this all the time, but we've literally had like within like the same live stream, we've had someone send in a voice memo of them humming a melody in Starbucks to see if we can build a chord progression around it, and we can help them build the structure of their song. And then also had Grammy-winning producers and engineers and musicians in here. So it's going to be all the way across the board. You don't have to feel nervous to submit. Like I mentioned before, this is not a roast live. I'm not here to trash y'all. I'm not here to, I love music. I love and respect creativity in all forms. And I want people to feel respected and heard and seen when it comes to building out the structure of their music and expressing themselves creatively. So that's always going to be at the forefront of what we do here. I'm not here to like hype you up or just give you exposure. I'm not here to, roast you or trash you. I'm just here to talk about the music, see if there's any way we can polish what we're doing, and really dive into the details of what you're doing. Okay, that may give me enough courage to submit next time. I got you, Holly. Yeah, trust me. Holly, you may have not been here for some of the lives that have been, what I would perceive as more rough. We've had some rough stuff. So I assure you that whatever quality you think your music is, I've probably heard objectively worse, right? Like I have probably heard something crazier than whatever you're imagining. I have heard some wild stuff in this live stream. Are you able to critique lyric structure? No production, no music, lyrics. Yeah, definitely. Monolith, 100%. Actually, two live streams ago, we had two artists that came in where we strictly broke down lyric structure, melodic formatting, stuff like that. I love doing that. Songwriting and lyric structure is one of my favorite things to talk about. I love it. I also, okay, I'm just, let's see. Dude, I'm waiting on yours. Dude makes me feel like I'm just calling you like I'm mad or something, but it's the name that's on TikTok. Just waiting for that email to come over to the... What's up, Jeff? Welcome in. Welcome in. Is that the yeah. Yep. Start to submission. Yeah. At the G. Yeah. Send it to that's the one that you copy over from the submission form. Chris, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Monolithic, we are closed for tonight. We're closed for tonight, but I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna be working on stuff all through tomorrow, so I won't be able to hop on live probably tomorrow at all, as far as I know. But I'll most likely be live again on Saturday or Sunday. So if we do go live Saturday or Sunday, then we'll definitely we can break down your lyrics then. We'll just do it as a normal consultation. We'll just do it as a normal consultation. Okay, I'll check. Boom, got it. Got it. Yeah. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I'll take anything. I know there's some people will just like limit it, like Spotify, no whatever. As long as I can open it, I got it. So SoundCloud, YouTube, a Drive file, Dropbox, WeTransfer, whatever, MP3, Wave, Spotify, whatever. Yeah, I'll take whatever as long as I have access to it. All right, this is Daniel. Okay, Daniel, give me all of the details. This is Murky Bones. So no, not at all. Don't worry about it. It happens. It's inevitable that's going to happen when you're dealing with technology and files and emails and stuff like that. Let me get this downloaded, but I want you to give me all the details. So talk to me about production. Talk to me about the mix. Give me the details of what you're doing and the role that you play and what I'm about to hear. And let's dive into it. This is Murky Bones. I think maybe that's the name of the artist potentially, and I think Thoughts is the name of the file. But correct me if I'm wrong. I like this kind of like 8-bit Casio tone vibe. It's nice. Absolutely. Most of what we hear is unreleased. The vast majority of what we hear is unreleased. Especially because we go into so much detail that people like to send in stuff that's unreleased so they can fix it before it goes out. Is this all production, Daniel? And let me know what you're using to produce. Okay, nice, dude. What's up, Alan? Good to see you, man. No, not at all. We're closed for tonight. This is our last one, y'all. This is our last one, but we'll be live again this weekend. We'll be live again this weekend. I appreciate y'all tapping in. Oh, killer, yeah. Thank you for the follow, YB. I appreciate it. Just random free music creating program. I wanted to make classic old school dungeon synth. I like it. It reminds me of, you can't really see it on the side. Back behind me, I have an old Casio SK1 sampling synthesizer. I love that. It's one of my favorite little like toy synths. It's cool, but that's what it reminds me of. This like, kind of like bit crushed, oversaturated, like cheap Casio tone, grungy feel. It's really nice. Just needs to be built out, right? It just needs maybe a little bit more structure, a few layers to open it up a little bit, but I could hear it. I see the vision. I like the modulation there too. Y'all show some love. Show some love. That's okay. Murky Bones is the artist name, right? That is called Thoughts by Murky Bones. Let's run it from the top and let's talk about structure. Like, and also let me know too, Daniel, if there's anything specific that you want to get out of this, right? I always want to make sure I'm as valuable as possible, and that you're getting what you want out of this. So if you just want loose thoughts on it, maybe some ideas to build it out, let me know. Or if there's anything particular you want me to hone in on, let me know that if there's something I can help you with. That way you can squeeze as much out of this as possible. This is Murky Bones. The song is called Thoughts. Let's get into it. Let's run it from the top and let's dive into some details. I could definitely hear this having kind of an 80s, like Depeche Mode, kind of a feel, or even like Tears for Fears. It's got a little bit of a, why does it remind me a little bit of Mad World vibes a little bit. Mad World. I could see it having this like really like dark aesthetic to it. If you just built out some like interesting percussion around it, some like TR-808, or even like, you know what would be great with this would be a TR-627 percussion drum machine would be great with something like this. So you get some like digital sampled congas and like some other like digital instrumentation that's kind of, you can crush it up a little bit, saturate it well. Daisy, thanks for hopping in. All right, let's run it from the top and we'll just talk structure. But yeah, if there's anything in particular that I can hone in on that would be really helpful to you, please let me know. You said this is your first track you ever created, right? So that alone right there is brilliant. That's awesome. I think, you know what it reminds me? I think it reminds me of that song because it's actually the same progression. Hey, world by Tears for Fears. I think that's why it reminds me of that. It's the same progression. I mean, I love the progression. It's great. Good layering intuition as well. Now, as I learned the basics of the genre, simple structure, repetitive motifs, and minor tonic. Yeah. I what you have here, I like. I think all we really need now too, I think, is just to separate structure a little bit more. I think that would be like my intuition, right? As is very, very simple so far. I think you can do some really strategic things in the percussion. On the percussion side to like separate your verse from your hook. Now you do have some layers that come in, right? You just built out a higher harmony on the top part here with this like saturated, plucky synth. I love it. Sounds great. Like you have some other melodies built out there that are great. I love so much of what you're doing up there. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I think it could be nice now to like very lightly still add maybe another 1 or 2 layers that helps you separate that part of the song structure with the other parts of your song structure. right? Just like little like off tempo, kind of like syncopated shakers with some movement and stuff like that. It can be like really, really light and really tasteful. You can like filter them down just like you have with this stuff, like distort it like crazy, filter it down a whole lot, but just having like one little thing. So when you go into the held chords and the harmony on the top right there, building in just like one little like drum thing, and then maybe on that. So like, let's imagine, let's have some fun. Let's have some fun here. Let's do this. So let's take off this so I can kind of talk you through what I think could be beneficial to building out this structure. Still, so my goal is to keep your exact vision. Keep your exact vision. I want this to be simple and clean and allow vocal to do most of the work if you end up wanting to put vocals on here. Let vocals do most of the work. Have very simple bass movement and very simple percussion that just acts as dynamic range, just acts as filler. It makes it louder, makes it quieter, makes it thinner, makes it, thicker, all that stuff. It's just kind of there for energy. And then everything underneath it is largely very, very simple. So let's lower that cutoff. Okay, so kind of like here. I'm gonna run it from the top actually. So imagine this is like a verse, like an intro into a verse. Simple. And then when the harmony comes in, let's say this is hook, right? Bass. Wrong progression. Get the idea. And then you empty out a little bit. Maybe something like tambourines, percussion. Yeah, 100%. Do you know what the? Okay, so here's what you can do. Yep, yeah, no, I like what you're thinking. That gives me a little bit more direction too. So let's think of it like this way. What I would probably do then would be to prioritize, even though you have digital percussion over the top and you want it to be still synth heavy, you can still bring in low strings as your carrier, right? So I really like these for low strings, the half section from Spitfire Audio. Hear how there's still a lot of like low end weight to that. So you can have this come in for your hook, right? So you start here, you bring in this element here. So this is still kind of in your verse. And then you bring in just like a low cello underneath it down here off the E minor. And then open up for another verse right here. You just kind of let it loop, right? Give it some space. You're just adding like one or two elements. Essentially adding a lower element for your hook and a higher element. So in this case, like what you were saying, something that's a bass tone underneath and then something that adds some hi-hat, a shaker or a tambourine would be great. A little bit of like a pre here. And then what I would recommend for your structure is to have this is part of where the sound design choices will help, like having that energy there in the low end is going to help distinguish some of these parts, right? But even in the way you structure the production, I would start with having the same thing kind of happen twice. Like the same dynamics happening twice, right? So like in the intro, you have it clean with one melody, you stack it a little bit kind of for a verse, and then you add the harmony for your hook. When you reset, I would start by doing the same thing again and just copying that over, so that if you do end up getting any kind of a vocal or any kind of like a lead element on here as well, you could have like a lead synth or a lead cello or something like that that actually adds some lead melodies over these verses and hook. However you end up building it out, it gives you a lot of options. So in that case, you go back to a verse, back to layering up, and then back to like another hook. And then outside of that, you can float away with some different options, right? And some different, like a bridge and an extra hook at the end to just kind of freestyle whatever you want to do. But I would make like the main part of your song structure, the main part of your production structure, a little bit more consistent. So you can start to build out a structure that makes sense and is pretty palatable by, the average consumer. Creepy 813 or B13. Creepy B13. B13. Thank you so much for tapping in. I appreciate that so much. We are closed for today. This is our last song for today, but we are going to open up the lines again probably this weekend. I'll be out of commission tomorrow for the most part, but I'm going to open up the lines again for some more consultations coming this next weekend. So if y'all are in here and you're wanting to get heard, just make sure that you're following, get notifications turned on, and then I would love to listen to y'all tracks in just a few days. That way we can close it out here in just a few minutes. Okay. Let's move this just a little bit further. But does that make sense, Daniel? Just creating a structure that's a little bit easier to build off of because it's repetitive, not just in the progression, but in the dynamics as well. Like starts low, it builds, it goes high for a hook. It starts low, it builds, it goes high for a hook. And then maybe you have a switch up at the end that feels a little bit more interesting and engaging. And then what I would recommend to build the structure like we're talking about is on the high part that's repeated, right? On the high part that you kind of build out as your hook, you add a low element, and it could be anything that you feel like meets the sound design requirements that you're looking for in that genre, right? That could be, like I said, it could be low cellos, it could be a sub bass, something that's still kind of synthy, but maybe still fits your structure. And then on the high end, it could be whatever you feel like would work well for you at the top. In this case, maybe a tambourine or a shaker or some other percussion like a 627. Hey, sounds good, Holly. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for tapping in. I really appreciate you being here today. And then Jimmy as well. We're closed for today, but we're going to open up the lines again this weekend. So if you want to follow, definitely follow. And we'll open up for a brand new batch of consultations coming up on like either Saturday or Sunday, probably. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. All right, let's keep it going. But I love that. I love the core of this sound design, man. This kind of bit crushed 80s, dark, moody. I like it. To a low section here where you can empty out a little bit, simplify, take out the bass, take out the tambourines, if that is something that you end up adding in. Nice. Let's go. Y'all show some love. Show some love. That is Fitness Kicks. Welcome in. That is Murky Bones. The song is Thoughts. This is just an early production. It's one of the first productions they've ever worked on. So y'all please show some love. That's Dude55 right here in the chat. Please show some love to Murky Bones. The fact that this is the first thing you've ever made, I really do see the vision. I see the potential. So now just focus on structure, repetition of that structure with still some creativity and some movement and some other fun stuff. Keep doing that. And then what I would encourage, like your next step to me is add percussion structure, however you want it to sound, at least on your big moments, and a bass structure, at least on the big moments, so you can separate verse and hook in low moments and low dynamics and high dynamics. So you can start to create something that actually feels like a song. It feels like a record. It has some structure. It has some movement, and doesn't just feel like it morphs into the next thing. It's going to make it way easier if and when you add some vocals to some of your productions, or even just a lead element. Like I said earlier, whether that's like a lead violin or a cello or a sitar or anything. I mean, it could be absolutely anything. A guitar or a synthesizer or something like that. It gives you some structure to build in those extra layers on. But y'all, please show some love. Dude 55 right here in the chat. I love what you're doing. I cannot wait to hear how, if this is your first, I can't wait to hear how you grow and you progress and you build out the rest of your layers. Because if this is how you're starting, you at least understand progression. You at least understand how to layer in the same key and stuff like that. So you're not starting in a bad place at all. Y'all show some love to Dude 55. That's going to close this up for today. I appreciate and love y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us today for the amazing, amazing music. Quick little spiel before we hop off. For those of you who don't know, my name is Torvik. I'm a full-time audio engineer, producer, and session musician. That is what I do for a living. I've done that for 13 plus years. So if you are ever wanting to work in any capacity as a full-scale production, a mix and mastering engineer, or if you need session work, I do live drums, guitars of all kinds, and of course, one of the biggest things that I do is synth work. I do a lot of synth session work. So if you're ever interested in any of those services, shoot me a message on Instagram or on TikTok, or you can reach out through the contact form at theobsidiankey.com, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all for the amazing music today and for hanging out with us, especially through all the weird technical difficulties and stuff like that. Hopefully we'll see you all very, very soon. Y'all have an amazing, amazing